no titties in movies anymore, and we only see tits. Hey, anybody notice this? Yes, I love titties. Big old titties.
What's up, you big old bitches? I hope I made you wait long enough. Oh, by the way, real quick before we even start, I put "Women Are Trash" in the title, and I literally, dude, as I was typing it, I was like, she's gonna say some shit. It's gonna be hilarious. I knew it, and I looked in the chat a minute ago, and I saw her. Oh, I guess I'm not watching this one today. And I'm like, what is it?
Wait, why is it called "Women Are Trash"?
Because women are trash, especially like women that are like 30 to like 45 and white.
It's a lot of women you're fucking painting there. 30 to 45 and white.
100%.
Kill them all.
All of them. Guillotine.
I'm gonna respectfully. I'll take everybody on a case by case basis.
Not me. No. White women have to go.
Broad generalizations. 30 to 45. Camelot's got no use really. And if you're white, if you're Puerto Rican, he'll listen.
Yeah. No. But if you're working at Walmart, Cecil, let's say everything goes south and you're working at Walmart, and who's the bitch?
Oh my God, I have a gun and a bullet before I do that, man.
Who's the first lady that's gonna walk up to you without a receipt and start screaming at your ass for returning something?
I don't know. All right, I'll bring 2 bullets.
It's gonna be a 38-year-old white lady. Every time. It's always the 38-year-old white lady. Because she's mad. She's mad.
Well, here's what you do. Here's what you do. You stay out of Walmart. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what you do.
They're avoidable.
Stay away from the white women for 100%. Now, unless
no, not every white woman argues like that. She just has such a loud voice that, you know, it will paint a few hundred of them at a time, you know, but it's not true.
I don't know, man. I tell you, I don't know what it is. Now, granted, look, but when they get past the age of like 40, 45, they're enlightened. They're like 46, and they're like, you know what? I agree with everything you're saying now. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Finally, it took so long. Because
are you going to do like an Ashton Kutcher? You're going to look for a nice 45, like with Demi Moore when you're do a nice.
Just gonna swallow a bullet before I ever even get close.
Oh,
yeah, 12 gauge.
You just said they were enlightened. You like 45 plus.
No, I just said that they know what I'm saying. Is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to smash or anything. I would now. Don't put. I want if they slick looking. You know, I might hit, but I'm gonna quit too, right? Because they're mad because the CECILs of the world dumped the load and like left them alone.
What I've done no such thing.
Oh. I bet you dumped them. You dumped all the loads. Don't matter. I heard you and Anna got engaged recently.
Anna? No, she's got peaches.
Oh my God, that Twitter dude. Everybody on Twitter's like, so I heard, like, I think it was Chrissy. Maybe somebody said that. It's like finally Cecil popped a question. Like after
No, I actually drove them from Chrissy's wedding to their hotel. I dropped them off because I was going home, and I drive in right through Manhattan. He was stone-faced, man. He didn't fucking let on at all. She was just a few hours later. He popped a question at the top of the fucking building, like this big observatory. Man, I would not play poker with him, man. No fucking clue. Like he really, you couldn't like tell. He wasn't nervous. There was nothing. I was like, when she told me, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, right after I dropped you off. She's like, right after you dropped me off.
I bet she's so happy now.
She's very happy.
Finally
happy.
Finally, she's happy. Speaking of being happy, Billy Hatcher with the first pink boy of the night. My man, thank you so much. Says, I've been listening to a lot of AI music covers, mostly SpongeBob and Cartman. They're really good. Dude, the Mr. Krabs Billie Jean is freaking crazy. It's so weirdly great. You wouldn't expect it to be, but it's really, really great. Speaking of great, we got Naked Snake and Fight Milk on the dock tonight, boys. Get on it,
Right, no, I'm gonna break my. I'll mix up a little burp because I can't drink just raw eggs without booze. So I'm on a little bit of a dry run.
Same.
I did I'm doing a 32-day with 2 cheat days, which was 4th of July, which I already did, and Wednesday I'm doing Whiskey Wednesdays at Compound Media where Chrissy works with Gina. Gino Bisconti. So we get. I mean, you can't go to Whiskey Wednesday and not fucking drink. Then you're a fucking asshole. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make one exception for a shot tonight for the fucking milk.
You're gonna ruin your sobriety for me?
No, I'm not gonna get drunk. I'm just the whiskey will help the eggs go down.
I've been drinking White Claw a lot because I'm a white girl apparently, and
you hate those white girls, but you got their drink down fucking pretty well.
Now look, I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to be a better person.
What are you going to Apple Teenies?
No, so I'll drink like 6-7 White Claws or some shit, and I'll feel a little bit of a buzz, and that's
6 or
usually
7 White Claws will fuck anybody up, man. What do you mean?
That's a little buzz for me, and then
you get nice off 6 of them.
And I was having like a pool party a couple weeks ago, and I was sitting beside my pool, and I didn't have any White Claw, but I had Woodford Reserve or some shit. So I just poured some Coke and Woodford Reserve, and I drank 3 of those, and was blacking out. I was like, oh my God. It was crazy. And I'm like, damn, man.
You don't normally drink whiskey.
I just haven't been drinking it in a while. So I've decided to, when I do drink, it's going to be like once a month. And
whiskeys and Cokes is what my when I was 21, that was my drink. I would drink whiskey, Cokes. And then I would keep telling them, like, put a little less Coke in. Like, I don't drink soda. I never did. I just don't like super sweet shit.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, could you just make it like a splash of Coke? And then finally I'd just be like, just make it a glass of whiskey. And been doing that ever since.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. I just do the Coke. Now, if the Coke slowly disappears once I get a few of them in me, then it's like, it's just all the whiskey now.
And then I drink it and I'm like, once you get used to it, you could, like, whiskey is sweet. Like, people don't know that, but if you're a whiskey drinker, you could taste how sweet, especially bourbon. It's made with corn, it's like corn mash. It's super sweet. You tell that to someone who's not a drinker, they're like, oh my God, this is gasoline. But if you drink it a lot, you could taste the difference. Like, Scotch has, a peaty taste and a bourbon has a sweet taste.
Yeah. And it doesn't make me full. Like, I've noticed with these goofy White Claws, dude, I start feeling really full and like bloated and awful. Whereas whiskey, dude, I don't feel nothing. So I kind of prefer that. And speaking of feeling something, Disco Cobra.
Holy shit.
Another pink boy says, not sure, but for some reason, like my early 20s, I've always had a thing for women past 35. Not sure if it's American Pie or not. Ever since the MILF stuff started trending, I've always loved the idea of a MILF. So many crushes over 40. We'll get the hell on it, doggone it, Disco Cobra, because there's a lot.
There's Anna in the chat, by the way.
She said this stream is, actually, I'll just pull it up. Thank you, Disco Cobra. I love you, sweet bitch. My boy coming in hard, already a fifth of the way to the Naked Snake. Anna says this stream is hardcore shadow ban. Had to go to your Insta to get to it. Shocking.
Yeah, because you put women are trash in the fucking title. What do you think they're gonna do? Fucking promote you?
Yeah, I don't feel like that's a bad title at all. I think it's good. You want me to take it out? Hold on. I'll change it slightly. Here, let's change it slightly to something else. Hold on. Let's do
he's like, why is my women are trash live stream being shadow banned? I don't know. Try to crack the code on that one.
I can't believe that YouTube doesn't understand my sarcasm. All right. I love ass cheeks, especially when it's a woman's. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing wrong with that. By the way,
but you said especially, but not only.
Yeah. Jay said, you call this cutting. I'm not cutting for 6 months. I cut for 3 months, and then I started drinking real heavily, and that pretty much
I'm in my 170s for the first time in since the 70s.
Back when you were born, right?
Yeah.
1984 was it? Hold on.
I don't know. I gotta do the math.
1984.
It'll be 39 years ago come August.
Oh, dude, do you plan on doing a cash grab too?
Yeah, I'm writing it right now. I'm just
yeah.
I mean, I already wrote it, rewrote it, and I just came up with something. I was going to send it over to my artist today, and I came up with something I wanted to change. So now I spent the afternoon rewriting it.
You never sent me a cash grab that had your autograph on it.
Oh, here you go.
I was real offended. I was like,
just DM me your address.
A cash grab was the only one I wanted to read out of all these. I was like, I want your cash grab for some reason.
You know, all right, just DM me your address and I'll fucking send it to you tomorrow.
Hell yeah. See, look at that. Cecil's the man. I don't even want Anna's calendar at all. I want the cash grab, bro. I'll take a Cecil calendar though, for sure.
Cecil calendar's coming out. I don't know. I think you might be the only customer, so I don't know.
Dude, no, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Just have the assless chaps in every picture.
Oh Lord.
Speaking of assless chaps, so I'm sure you've seen it because that's what I wanted to talk about. Is freaking look, dude. I didn't know how I felt about the Sound of Freedom thing because I see all these random videos. And now, look, you know, I don't know if this is how you feel at all, but when I see a bunch of random videos of random, like maybe talking heads or celebrities or whatever, what have you, like saying, hey, you know, I just saw the Sound of Freedom. You guys need to go see this right now. It feels, something feels weird, like it's forced, like there's some kind of, why is all these random, like kind of B and D, like D-list celebrities saying this? So I didn't know how to feel about it at first. It felt like something was like forced, like there was a goofy message.
We've gotten to the point where we're so divided that we can't even agree on not fucking with little children. The other side is like, well, if this side is against it, then it must be kind of good. Like what? Like they've lost their fucking minds.
Yeah. So
lost their fucking minds.
I don't even know who to trust. But then Critical Drinker came out with a review. All these people started coming out with reviews that I trust, and I'm like, now I gotta fucking see this movie. Because apparently, because even I think it was Quarter Black Garrett was like, dude, like I thought I was going in to see a decent movie with a over the top message, but I went in actually seeing an extremely well written and well acted and well shot movie.
Yeah, look, I saw the trailer. It looks solid. It looks like a real production, not like kind of like a mockumentary or something. It looks professional, but I don't know. If I don't see it, it's just because I don't have a stomach for like real stories like that. Like I don't like, you know what I mean? It's not enjoyable. Like life is brutal enough. I don't need to fucking go to a theater and watch it. But I would donate tickets. Like I think they have a thing. I'll probably donate a few tickets for free tickets. You could go online and pay for tickets and give them out to people.
Yeah,
I'll do it. You know, I already know the story of what's going on and how fucking bad it is, but I don't like watching that stuff just because it fucking bums me out.
No, dude, I totally get it. And the thing is, you see, there's this weird push from like Rolling Stone and whoever, Variety, and all those people that are saying the movies like QAnon and like alt-right and shit. And I'm like,
real story. You could talk to the guy. It's not a fucking conspiracy theory. It's a real documented story with a real people that are alive and living in the world.
Yeah, and the weird part is, are they implying that child trafficking, which
yes,
they imply it's not real or something?
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. They're saying this is all a conspiracy. None of this is going on. This is all to drum up, support for this unknown thing. And it's like, what the fuck is your agenda? Like, why are you running cover for like child traffickers? Like, we don't want them exposed. Why? Like, well, I mean, you it's pretty fucking easy to figure out why. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like half of CNN's fucking production staff has been fucking arrested for that shit. Like they're all fucking in on it. Like they all do that shit. Yeah. And Rolling Stone just so happens released multiple reviews talking about how great Cuties was. Yeah. It was a movie I couldn't even do. When I don't remember who did they did a YouTube video about it. And they showed like the problematic scenes. They were shitting on the movie, obviously, but they showed the problematic scenes like in their entirety. And I'm like, it was like hard to watch. I'm like, well, how is this? I didn't watch it. I obviously didn't watch it either, but it was like, I saw what you were talking about. It was fucking, it's insane. Like, if you would have told people 10 years ago what the fuck we're arguing about right now, they'd be like looking at you with their mouth open, like, are you like, we're arguing now whether we should castrate 5-year-olds because they said, Mommy, I like pink. It's like, okay, Johnny, let's fucking make sure you can never reproduce. I think you're a girl now. Like, there was some, I think it was James O'Keefe or one of those guys did it. Like, I remember, like, I grew up in the city. Like, I had friends, neighbor, whatever, of transsexuals. They're fucking real, they exist. But when you wanted to become a transsexual back in the 90s or whatever, 6 years it took. you had to go through psychotherapy. You had to go. They approved a guy for surgery on a 22-minute phone call. He didn't even go in person.
Yep.
It's out of fucking control. They are pushing this shit. They are mainstreaming it, fast lining it, whatever the fuck you want to call. And they're doing it to these kids at like an insane rate. And if now in California, if the parents try to stop the kid from transitioning, the state will take the kid from that's California. Get the fuck out of California. Or if you stay in there, don't have kids there because it's fucking insane. The state will take your kid if you try to stop them from transitioning. Meanwhile, their teachers are the ones that are fucking convincing them to do it. I met that girl, Chloe Cole, who's like an activist for detransitioning. Yeah. I met her in DC just by chance. I was with Alex, got into a conversation with her, and she was like, every teacher just handed him, I was like, I don't feel right. Like, she was just a tomboy. And she's like, every single every person, every adult she met was like, you need to transition. You need to transition. You need to transition. And no one even gave her the option of like, hey, maybe you want to slow down, or maybe you want to. It was like, they had to get it done. Then they went to her parents and like, she's going to kill herself if she doesn't do it. And the parents were like, oh my God. And they gave her double mastectomy. They gave her all the drugs. She can't have kids now. She's 18.
Yep.
She's 18 now. You know what I mean? It was like, they did this when she was 14 years old.
Yeah.
And guess what? She's not even a lesbian. She was just a tomboy. She's like, I'm a straight girl. I always was. I just had people I was confused for a year, and they really just was in total organization to push her to do that.
That's weird, though. That's weird, Cecil, because it's impossible, right? Because these things aren't happening. Every time somebody on Twitter, you're like, we just need to leave children getting surgery. That needs to not be on the plate. And people will comment and be like, that's just a conspiracy. That's not actually happening. And you can pull up the stat from 2021, which was when this wasn't even at its height. In 2021, over 900 sex change surgeries happened on minors in the country. Over 900. Now it's probably like 20,000.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they're claiming it's not happening.
Yeah. It's fucking. They're just straight up lying. They're like, it's not an issue. It's not happening. It's not happening. That's not real. It's like that's what their answer is. It's like, that's not real.
It's kind of the whole like biological males will end up assaulting women in bathrooms. How that was never going to happen, and then that happens like every day on the news, like every single day.
No, it's also like how, in what 2019 there were 26 cardiac episodes on college and professional athletes worldwide, around the entire world, collegiate or fucking professional athletes. 26 last year, 1,600.
Yep,
1,600 went from 26 to 1,600 a year.
Can't imagine.
And we're supposed to be like, we don't know what happened, but every one of them was forced to do this in order to get on the field. They weren't allowed on the field unless they did that.
No,
it's fucking, yeah. We all got to pretend like, it's like trying to pretend whose cocaine was in the White House. We don't know why these people are dropping dead. It's like, oh, I wonder who brought the cocaine into the fucking White. It's like, we all just have to play dumb. We all have to play dumb. It's like, I don't know, maybe the fucking crackhead that's on fucking camera doing coke 1,000 times, maybe him. Start there. Get the fucking Scooby-Doo gang to fucking figure it out.
My favorite thing is when you have that friend, or maybe it's a creator or something, but for me it's like a friend where I said this shit in passing in 2020 and 2021, and like you have that one friend like a month ago, it's like, bro, did you know? Like, I just figured it out. I just realized that all this stuff, like there's like myocarditis and there's all these things, and like all these politicians had all these extreme long positions in Pfizer and Moderna. I can't believe. I'm like, yeah, I said that in 2020, and everybody was like, yeah, you're an insane conspiracy theorist.
You're QAnon, you're fake. Yeah. It's like, yeah, everything's fake. That's it. That's their answer. It's like, that's not real. No, they're not.
Yep. Until it's proven real, like it always is. And
right.
To your point about the White House thing, that's so hilarious.
I love the reporters. They're like, any word, any leads it's like we all just like it's a game. It's a fucking kabuki.
We're
fucking
just supposed
theater.
to pretend. Like it's
Yeah,
like,
just like, that's a head scratcher. Who brought that in and brought it to the restricted area or for families only?
Yeah, I like how that's basically like if Arnold Schwarzenegger was somehow president, like in the 90s, and somehow they found like steroids in the White House, and they're like, we have no idea who could be, and he's like,
we're looking into it. Yeah,
it's definitely not anybody I know, and he's like flexing his freaking tits Urbania and shit. You know,
no idea.
Come on, these bitches be crazy. Carnage Undone with the first Orange Boy says you don't allow and go with people's delusions. It's like, do you say to your grandpa who has onset dementia the radio is actually talking to him? No, you don't. I don't care how old you are, and I'm not allowing your delusion. 100% Carnage, 100 damn percent. Thank you, my friend. I love you for the first Orange Boy. Josh Boss says, hi, all love the streams. Thank you, Josh Boss. And Mr. Rob says, fully agree. Dude, your picture looks cool as hell, Rob. Appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, dude, it's devolving, but like I always say in every damn stream, I feel like the pendulum's kind of swinging back a little. Just a little.
We'll see. I was at a funeral yesterday. And my sister was there, and she's a hardcore liberal, and she was just like, we were talking about just this, and she's like, none of that stuff is real. She literally said that, and me and my cousin just started laughing at her, like, because that's like they do. They bury themselves in the sand, but she did say something a few months ago that made me like fucking be like, huh, really? Because she was like a hardcore vaccine getting like her kids triple, quadruple boosted. And one of them started having like a chronic illness. And she's just like, I wonder if it's the vaccine. And I was like, I cannot believe you said that. That is like, that is like a religious person questioning God. I was like, huh. I didn't say shit. I just was like, oh, who knows? I didn't fucking be like, you think?
Dude, it's wild.
But it's like when she said that, I was like, holy shit, because she's as hardcore as it gets, like as hardcore of like a New York fucking liberal, like fucking. And when she questioned that, I was like, I almost fell out of my chair. I was like, oh, you fucking, what is it going to take to wake your fucking ass up? But yeah, now she thinks the child traffic thing is all fake.
Of course, even though there's actual government statistics.gov that says an estimated 20,000 children are missing per year, and some giant like percentage of them ends up in trafficking. From their estimates, these actual like documents, actual missing people reports and cumulative reports, and you'll be like, here's the .gov site based on it, and they're like, still not real. I don't care. You're just QAnon. And I'm like, what the fuck? Well, you can't ignore stuff. Like if you're just look, I get it. Like it's scary and you don't want it to exist because for some reason your side politically, you have to just say the thing. But like we've gotten to a point where just being anti-trafficking makes you a far right conservative. That is the weirdest like self-own that there can be. If you
being free speech. If you're like, no, I believe in free, I believe in completely unfettered, fucking free speech. They're like, oh, you're an extremist. It's like, that was the liberals' whole fucking platform fucking 20 years ago. What, like, now you guys are like, government has to regulate. There's hate speech. There's this, there's protected this. And it's like, well, they stand for nothing. Like they stand for fucking
demolition,
nothing.
Man.
And I always say this. I swear to God, this is my shutdown. I was like, all right, here's your thing. You win. Sell me. We're gonna put in all the liberal policies you want. Now there are plenty of liberal cities that have been run only by liberals for over 40 years. Some over 20, over 40. Point to me to the one you want the rest of the country to be like. Is it San Francisco? Is it Los Angeles? Is it Baltimore? Is it Detroit? Is it Chicago? Which is the one where like, I want all of America to be like this. And they're like, fuck you, CECIL. That's what I got. Because there's no success story. There is no successful fucking city that's been run by liberals for fucking over 10 years.
Yeah, you're the only example.
They're all fucking completely crime fucking riddled fucking disasters. And they're just, I'm like, you're just going to keep voting for this? Like, and they're like, oh, they're going to actually put fucking Gavin Newsom into fucking probably to be the guy running next. It's like, 500,000 people have left California in the last 2 years. They're all going to fucking Florida. It's a fucking nightmare.
What did Billy Baldwin said? Everyone's leaving Florida and it's crashing and burning, even though it's 10% year over year up in GDP.
No, it's up. It's up in fucking the 3 states that I think South Carolina, Texas, and the 4 states, Texas, Tennessee, South Carolina, and Florida are getting hundreds of thousands a year. It's all people pouring out of like California and fucking New York that are just like, fuck this shit. Now the problem is a certain amount of them are going to go there and vote for the same fucking shit they're running from, but a lot of them are just the Republicans that are like just giving up and like get the fuck out.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Coors Light says, I wish for one day in 182 days this grifter Scamelot wouldn't get to Naked Snake. Well, you heard him, boys. We got to make it now. We got to get the grift going. It's actually once in, I think it's like 420 days. Nice. Thank you, Coors. I appreciate you.
What do you have to do to get to Naked Snake?
It's the $500 super chat goal. Carnage says, it's crazy how these buffoons somehow don't realize or understand that there are more slaves today than there ever was 150 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. That's like the whole subject about that is like for shit 100 years now, people have been fed this idea about America. And I get it, like whatever, but it's people that have never left. Like if you went to Japan, for example, which is considered the dream country for so many weebs and people like, you know, that like, you know, they always like to say Japan does this, right? And then this like goofy, and you know, there is no correlation here, but the 25-year-old white lady goes to Japan for the first time. She's like, we should do everything like Japan does. They're just so great. They're not evil and
homogenized fucking country. There's no no integration at all.
And they get there, and then they want to go to a club. So they go to the club, and on the front of the door, it says no foreigners, only Japanese. And they're like, oh, wait, that's racist. A lady actually did that recently and called the police. And she was like, why won't they let me in this club? And the Japanese police they couldn't fathom they were like, it says Japanese only on the door.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, that's racist. And they're like, no, it's not. It's just Japanese only. You're not Japanese. And she's like, oh, it's like, and imagine being that like white lady and having that first revelation that other countries are
because they don't want to fucking turn into goddamn France. They're like, oh, look at the fuck is going on there. They're burning the city to the ground. Fucking city survived fucking the Blitzkrieg and fucking German fucking bombardment, but they didn't survive their fucking people they brought in to, you know, out of mercy. Like, I don't know. And yeah, it's a fucking suicide. If you have people who would genuinely hate everything you stand for and you're bringing them in by hundreds of thousands, at least like our migrants here are Mexican mostly. So it's like these people actually like America and they want to be here and they want to work when they're here. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a little different, you know, but you have people who literally want to tear the country down and they're bringing them in by the fucking boatload. And it's like, you don't think this is going to be a problem at some point? Like they're burning your fucking city. You know, Mexicans aren't burning the cities here. They're just trying to get, you know, jobs and stuff. You know, it's
I was talking to this older guy recently and he told me he worked in Maine. I think he said Maine, the state. And he worked for the government and he worked for this portion of the government. They gave out like food stamps, all that stuff for, you know, people. And he said that there was this giant influx of people from Somalia at one point that were brought in to Maine. And he said, like, it changed his entire outlook on everything, like immigration, because he thought these people would come in and be like, thank you so much for helping us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And he was like, I couldn't be more wrong. It caused him to retire forever. He was there for 2 months and left because
they destroyed parts of Maine with that. They destroyed Minneapolis with that too.
These people would come into this place. They would come into this place and they would be like, where's, like, give me my money, you owe me. You told me I get money. Give me my money or I'll burn this place down. And they're like, this guy told me, he was like, I couldn't fucking believe it. Like, I thought
they're bringing people in who literally fucking hate the country.
Yeah.
Like, they have pure hatred for the fucking country. And it's like, what do you like? Yeah, the Minneapolis and fucking Minnesota and like over there, they're having all that fucking problems with that shit. And it's like, keep voting for it. And they'll vote for the people who did that. They will re-vote for the people who brought all this shit over, and they'll fucking keep voting for it. It's
because they'll tweet and say, so and so is racist, and then they're all like, "Ooh,
oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not." Yeah, it's in New York City. They armed robbery in Manhattan. Armed robbery is a misdemeanor now. It is not a felony. Armed robbery is not a felony in Manhattan. And then they're like, "Why is crime going out of control in the city?" And it's like, well, let's keep voting for the same guys that just made armed robbery a misdemeanor.
Yeah, and they'll keep
voting for them.
I'm sure you saw this, but there was like some kind of town hall or something, and that lady asked the question about not being able to afford housing in New York.
They called her like a slave owner.
He called her like a plantation slave owner racist lady for asking that question, and I was so confused when I was watching it.
Meanwhile, she was like a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah, and I'm like, why is he calling her racist?
And you know what? She's a Holocaust survivor, and she went there, and she went to talk to the guy that she voted. Probably, I guarantee she voted down the ticket, fucking liberal her whole life, and now when she's in her 80s, she's like, what's going on here? And he's like, oh, you're a racist plantation owner. That's what he gets thrown. That's what her reward is for a lifetime of loyalty to the fucking party. You questioned it. Fuck you. Throw her out. Do not just go along with it. Do not question it. But people are just like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, that was really rude of him when he did that. But you know what? To me, I'm just like, bitch, you fucking voted for him 100%. So fuck off.
Yeah. It's like there was another town hall recently. I'm pretty sure it was in New York as well, and everybody in the crowd was like angry about like not being able to afford housing, whatnot. And I'm like, why do they vote for these people then? They just like, I don't understand what they're expecting.
They're automatons. They're like fucking. There's no thought. They can't. The thought. Like, why are they against exposing child trafficking? Because the other side is for exposing. They have an instant. There's no thought process. It's just a reaction process. It's like they're bad. So this by default, trafficking is good. Like, yeah, that's how simple the fucking thought process is. It's just a reaction.
If there was a trend on Twitter right now from politicians, and let's say on the left, for example, because this would make more sense anyway, that they wanted to legalize relationships between children, like sexual relationships between children.
They already have teachers telling kids not to call them pedos. They have them on tape. The teachers stop calling them pedos. They are just as valid. They just have the teachers telling the kids to call them maps and this, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, that's
where the Civil War starts for me. But like, if theoretically, hypothetically, if there was this big movement from all politicians on the left on Twitter and all social media and whatever public appearances to say that they are for that, like the vast majority of their constituents or whatever, the people that are voting for them would just defend it and agree with it immediately.
Yeah. Yep.
It's crazy. Like, and there's people like, don't get me
wrong. They are defending pedophiles. They are at that point where it's like, we can't agree on pedophiles. Yep. Like, are you? And you think you're the good guys? And you're gonna be like, oh, you're the extreme. It's like you're the pedo party. Get the fuck out of here. Like, lecture me about what Trump made a mean tweet. Okay, it's like you're defending pedophiles. You don't see like, is that a fucking fair?
Yeah, like somebody the other day. I was talking about Sound of Freedom on Twitter, and this guy was like, he said it was a QAnon conspiracy movie, and I was like, oh, I read the synopsis, I went through it, and there's nothing conspiracy. It was just true story based on Tim Ballard's story, and they were like, no, but Jim Caviezel or whatever, like Caviezel thinks these conspiracies personally, and I'm like, for one, if he does, I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
It's not what the movie. What I don't care. Like.
Right, he might be a flat earther, but it doesn't mean the movie is about flat Earth. Like, yeah, exactly. Who gives a fuck?
The best example is I saw Avengers, and Mark Ruffalo is like pretty much a pedo, outspoken pedo. Right, like he pretty much said it on Twitter like 5 times now. Like, but I went and saw Avengers. I would never really see. I think Mark
I probably don't agree with Tom Cruise on a lot of things with Scientology and shit, but I could put. I'm not like the character in the movies of Scientology. No, Tom, like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck what the person thinks if they're fucking not beat like Mark Ruffalo at least is always beating you fucking over the head, whatever he thinks. He's a fucking meathead. But yeah, it's like that's so stupid of an argument. It's like the movie's no good because this guy, the actor, thinks this.
Yeah, like De Niro, for example, has the worst takes ever, but I'm not gonna not watch Godfather 2. Sorry, it's great.
God. The worst thing that happened for me for De Niro, because I loved him, like just growing up watching all those movies. I watch him over, is him becoming vocal during the Trump years and realizing without somebody else's words in front of him, he's nearly retarded.
Yeah.
Like he's like he's dumb, he speaks slow, he thinks slow. He's a dummy. And I was like, oh, that was such a disappointment to find out he was just like a dummy because he's such a good actor.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You know?
Dude, this trend, I tweeted this. It's weird. It's a coincidence. I tweeted this out yesterday. So there was this article about Robert Downey Jr. saying that men should not be in power because men start wars. The entire world should be like a matriarchy or whatever.
Yeah,
and,
women don't get violent.
Yeah, no, not at all. So I like retweeted that, and I was like, one of the worst revelations about growing up, especially in the age of social media, is every one of your heroes when you were younger, all these actors and all these people who you thought were these seasoned people in these seasoned environments, and they're really wise. Turns out they're actually borderline retarded. Like,
what about fuck your freedom? Take the shot. Do what you're told. The government tells you to do it. Do it. Like, oh, gee, where are you from? Austria. That fucking clocks.
Shocking. Yeah, it's funny. He put something on his Instagram recently, and he was all in American flag shit, and he's like, yeah, and everybody's like, motherfucker, didn't you say fuck
you? Recently? Like, I couldn't even watch his Netflix show. I did watch the first episode, and first of all, it was his daughter is the CIA agent. Like, he's a CIA agent, and they never told him his daughter was a CIA agent, and he runs into her in the field, and of course, she's the ultimate badass. Yeah, she's 90 pounds, and I was like, I can't sit through another young plucky chick bossing around her dad. Like, move over, old man. Like that type. Like, I'm done. I clocked out, and I was like, I was borderline watching it anyway because of the fucking screw your freedom thing. I was like, fuck this guy. But when I saw it was just that same trashy trope. Old man getting this fucking Indiana Jones was with the same thing. The plucky young broad schooling an old man for fucking 2 hours. I need to see this. Fuck off.
Yeah, I'm an old man. I don't want to see this shit. Like, it's funny because it's funny.
I'm not that old. I'm 39. Oh, 38.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing is, I'm so tired. Every time I audibly sigh when I'm watching a TV show or a movie, and like a 95-pound girl starts like knocking out dudes that are 200 pounds, even though that's
knocking them out like the fucking tomato cans just get falling over the fucking. Please.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea what a single punch to the stomach on a girl would fucking absolutely cripple them for about 2 fucking days.
Well, you'll see real life examples of that. You'll see a lady like that is no slouch at a bar, and she's like getting in some guy's face, and she's slapping at him, like slapping and hitting him. And he's recoiling when she hits him because she's hitting him pretty hard over and over. And then the guy's like puts his drink down slowly and just open hand slaps her once, and she flies like a rag doll, and she's like knocked out with her hand.
Yeah. It's like a cartoon from a slap, not even a punch. It's send them, and it's like, dude. Now I gotta watch a movie where she's like taking on fucking 12 Green Berets who are fucking 230 pounds each of muscle, and they're just like, they might as well put in like the bowling pin sound effect when the fucking falling over.
Dude, it's so ridiculous. And I had people fighting with me. We talked about this like a month ago on the show, and people were fighting me in the chat saying if a woman knew martial arts, she could. I'm like, no, she couldn't, bro. Like, I don't care who you are. You could take an untrained man that maybe he goes to the gym twice a week and put him in the ring with a champion female MMA fighter, and he will likely beat the shit out of her.
I don't know. I've seen some of those Muay Thai women fighters. I'm pretty sure they could destroy me. Like, because
I would let them.
There's a few of them. They're like built like tree. They're really stumpy, and they like break fucking bricks with their shins.
Yeah.
I was like, if one of these bitches kicked me in the shin, I'd be like,
The issue is they weigh 118 pounds.
No, these chicks are heavy though. They're like,
I could hold this bitch down with my body. Just
yeah. But like those one of the ones that I'm like, I think I get my ass kicked here by this.
Dude, my favorite example of these though, because I had somebody really arguing me on like Rumble or something, and they kept DMing me on Twitter, sending me videos of girls like beating the shit out of a guy. And it was like three they could find in the whole existence that were real. And it was like a girl that was like 5'9", and the guy was like a 90-pound little frail guy, and she like beat the shit out of him. I'm like, oh no shit. Now take a 240-pound fucking like CIA monster guy and show that same girl fighting him. Right?
Yeah. No, they somebody did this. There was a chick, a bodybuilder, and they just brought like a normal dude. Like he was actually kind of on the skinny side, and she was jacked, you know, and she's like, they were going to do a arm wrestling match, and the fucking guy who doesn't work out beat her, and she was, it's somewhere on, you can find it on YouTube, but she was fucking upset, man. Cause she was looking at this guy like, I'll kill this guy. Like, yeah. And yeah, he has denser muscle, fucking stronger, tightly packed muscle fiber. You know, you've blown yours up. Maybe she was on steroids. I don't know, but fucking, yeah, a normal dude just took her easily, and she was absolutely fucking shocked by it.
Yeah, one time, speaking of that, I was at a party like in Nashville a couple of years ago, and this girl she was on gear too. She was stacked. Like she started getting a little masculine. She was arm wrestling all these dudes at the party. She's beating a lot of them too. But there was this one guy that was just like a normal ass. He was like a welder, and he was like just drinking like fucking beer. Came over there and clapped her ass immediately. Immediately. He doesn't work out or anything. He just destroyed her. To be fair, a lot of the guys were real little bitty guys, and he was the only.
Well, I would say nowadays, like I don't know, man, dude's under 35 now. I know you're in there, but like. There's a lot of like, it's like, it's kind of in to be scrawny and like that hipster, like feminine almost. I don't know. Like
that's hormonal birth control is what that is.
I don't know like what it is, but like, I feel worried. Like if there's a draft in a war, I'm like, these motherfuckers ain't carrying no 100-pound of fucking, you know, ruck pack of fucking ammo and shit for fucking 15-mile marches. They're gonna die.
What is testosterone rates are 50% lower than they have been ever in history right now, currently. So that would make sense, right? And it's because the frog is turning gay.
Yeah, but if you do if you do exercises, it actually kicks up your like just squats, like send your testosterone production through the roof.
Yep.
You squats twice a week or once a week, your testosterone goes through the roof.
Yeah. It does. That's one of the biggest things when they tell you, because you know everybody's always wanting to increase their testosterone when they first work out, but they don't want to do like actual testosterone. So they're like, what can I do? And it's like, well, here's the foods you have to eat, and here's what you have to do at the gym. Because just going to the gym, working out, lifting fucking heavy shit, that's going to increase your testosterone.
Red meat and squats will fucking like absolutely like change your entire body chemistry.
Yeah, dude, it's true. Carnage says, I know exactly what can change the mind. Go to Haiti and help out an orphanage, and you can see the effects of sex trafficking. Dude, I can't even imagine. Dude, that's the one thing, like Cecil said, I've been like kind of wary about the Sound of Freedom just because I'm like, I don't want to be brutalized right now. I'm kind of tired. I've been watching a lot of bullshit lately. I'm like, I don't know if I can go through this right now. Because everybody, even Tug told me, it's like, dude, it's hard. It's hard to watch. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't know if I want to watch something that's hard to watch right now. I want to watch like an animated movie.
Plus you're already on board. It's not like you have to see a movie to convince you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll probably end up seeing it, but I'm like, it's not something I'm running out to because I'm just like, it's too heavy of a subject. Like I'm like, life is fucking brutal enough. I don't need to go get it out of my entertainment.
Johan Noxo says, oh look, it's the conspicuously gay duo. Thank you, Johan. Welcome back. I love you. I appreciate you. Get on it, doggone it. By the way, we're 290 from Naked Snake. Disco Cobra says, I bet if all the major party member celebrities started saying the hashtag vaccine is a scam, then everybody would be on board, just like the BLM riots, mass mandates, all that stuff. Well, yeah, well, of course, if the major party
right,
members, of course. It's just they're not going to. That's the issue. Is
no, they were making fucking the statistic is they were making $1,000 a second for years.
Yeah. There's no point.
They made
Like,
$600 billion or something like that in fucking 2 years.
and that's still the
It's like-
to this day, I've never had somebody tell me, like, because I always brought that up. If you're ever talking about vaccines, you can go back and forth with it all day. But I'm like, okay, answer one question. Why does almost every single politician in power right now, why did they have longstanding huge holdings in Moderna and Pfizer during that period? Why? And they're always,
wait, hold on. Why did they, when they were writing all these things in for government employees having to take it, Congress and Senate are exempt, did not have to take it, and their immediate families did not have to take it. Why would they write that in?
Yeah,
when I tell that to people, they're like, that's not true. Like they just out of hand, they're like, that's a lie. And I'm like, I could show you it. And I've sent it to them and they're like, oh, that is weird. I had a few people say that's weird, but immediately when you tell them something that goes against their fucking dogma and what they've been fucking trained, their immediate response is, where'd you get that? Like Alex Jones? That's a lie. And it's like, no, it's true. It's real. Like they wrote in, they don't have to take it. They never took it. And they didn't want their kids to take it or their wife to take it or anybody in their family. Why would they fucking go out of the way to write that if they're fucking, come on.
Yeah, it's obvious. Russell Hall says Muay Thai doesn't work against grappling. No, dude, I'm just saying, like, you small girl, you ain't taking me down. Sorry, it's not happening. Like, I've had small girls that are 90 pounds jump on my back and they're like a flea, and I can pick them up over my head like this, like shoulder press them and throw them like 30 feet. They ain't punching me. I ain't gonna feel nothing. There's pounds per square inch. Okay, that's a thing. A 95-pound girl can punch me as hard as she can, and all it's gonna do is piss me off. Like, sorry. Now there are frail dudes, like Cecil said out there, that they're gonna get their ass kicked. But if you're of normal size man, it's not happening. Sorry, it's just not. It's not a thing. They're bitches, and that's
somebody
why
in the chat was saying I'm on HGH. I'm losing weight. You don't take gear when you're. I don't know. Maybe do you take gear when you're losing? Like I'm probably a solid over 10 pounds lighter than the last time I was here.
Yeah.
I probably look, but the weird thing is, the smaller I get, the bigger I look.
That's how it works. Yeah, you look more cut, you look bigger. So I would say if you were to take something for cutting, it would be Tren is good.
Let me write this down. Tren? Isn't that like the strongest fucking thing in the world? No, I'm not fucking. That's like no.
I would like, agree. Don't do it. That would freaking be. I couldn't even imagine.
That's like literally the strongest fucking one there is. That's
I remember, dude. I remember
only competitive. That's it. If you're not a competitive bodybuilder, do not even fucking go near that.
Yeah, because that shit that'll kill you. It says, like, I was reading forums about it because there was a time in my life where I was like considering like maybe, and I remember
your hair falls. It's so strong, your hair falls out.
Yeah, it's like
the reactions are fucking extreme. It is really like fucking turbocharged shit. You can't fuck with that.
Yeah,
and I've seen guys on like YouTube videos, and they're like, I do it, but I'm like, what is it, FBB or bodybuild, like whatever the fucking thing. Their job is competing. For a normal fucking person to take this, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, what are you competing for? Like,
they say, like,
the side effects are really brutal.
People are like, if you're in a relationship, do not take it, and do not take it for longer than 12 weeks because you'll fucking end up killing somebody. Like you have violent mood swings. Yeah, you're fucking your sperm production shuts off. Like, it's really fucking. Yeah, if that's the only one that makes you lose weight, I'm gonna have to say no. Yeah, well, they probably all make you lose weight to some degree. I mean, just testosterone will make you lose weight because thyroid testosterone is linked to weight loss. But yeah, I would never.
I thought you get bigger though. Like you normally you eat more when you take it. Like I'm trying to get smaller. Like I still got a fucking belly on me. Like I got, even though I'm in the 170s now, I got to be in the 160s. I got about 10 pounds.
You have to, like, for me, I can be. I have a weird goofy body. If I get to I can get to 175, and I'm a pretty large man. And if I have to get to basically 172 to have like a six pack, but if I'm at 175, it's not there. I have to get it's like the last day of my diet, and all of a sudden it's like abs. It's like weird as fuck. And I have friends that they can go back to the gym after not being there for 6 years and work out for a month, and they have freaking.
You got a lot of chemical brothers in the chat. They're all giving me fucking suggestions.
Chris Benoit.
What did Benoit get? Yeah, whatever Benoit is on, I'll take that. some kind of peptide. Fragment peptide. I don't know. I've never fucking heard of fragment peptide.
Yeah, I don't know any. Dude, all I know is I know about testosterone and I know about a few random shits. But if I'll probably start taking shit like in my late 30s. I think.
People don't understand. Like I was in shape before I got in bad shape. Like I was somebody who was in really good shape for fucking decades before I went fucking bonkers and fucking put on like 100 pounds.
Yeah. Jay says Stam is what the wife takes when prepping. Stam? The hell Stam? I don't even know what that is, Jay. By the way, $2.90 until Naked Snake for the 188 stream in a row.
Someone said do cocaine and trend. That's the fucking move. All right. Chris Benoit.
That's what Piana did.
Oh.
His heart just exploded one day.
Who did that?
Rich Piana. Yeah, he died. He was just like, yeah, is this gah?
That other dude who's like a big Instagram dude just dropped dead.
Oh yeah, but everybody's saying it's from the vaccine though.
That's what I think it's from too. Yeah,
that's what I see happening. But no, that's just live, dude. But for gear, I think late 30s is when I would.
He was only 30. That guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean,
it's an ignorance thing, man. It's people think a guy did steroids for like a couple years. That's why he died. I'm like, no. That gets you in your 50s and 60s. That's where it'll get you, unless you're doing like really insane amounts. What happened? Like you saw all the wrestlers, they don't live long. They get to 65 and they're all done it because they blew up that shit blows up everything. You know, it blows up your heart, blows up your liver, blows up everything at the same time, and your muscles. Yeah. So then by the time you're ready at your 60s, all your organs are already failing. They're fucking been abused for so long. Yeah. Coors Light says Cody told Nick that Nick is in his 40s. He needs to be on some sort of testosterone replacement. So most doctors will recommend it at 47.
Yeah, but that's not a steroid. Like that's just basically
testosterone. Yeah.
It's just replacing it's like somebody taking insulin because their body doesn't make insulin. Would you say exactly. It's exactly like that? And they don't give you, a doctor won't give you enough to like blow you up. It's just going to give you whatever your baseline was beforehand. Like they're just going to keep you at. They're not going to make you. They're not trying to train you. They're just trying to.
I was telling somebody about it a long time ago, like years ago, and they were immediately like upset with me. And I'm like, what's it? And they're like I'm just so anti like steroids and all that. I'm like, no, like there's men out there that are older that they don't produce testosterone anymore and they get on.
Yeah, it's like getting mad at somebody for taking insulin for being like, no, it's like your body doesn't make it anymore. Right. They're not giving you extra insulin. They're just giving you exactly what you're supposed to be making. That's the same thing.
But people always conflate it with steroids for some reason, and it's
because it's called testosterone, and they're like, oh, and then there are guys that are getting that shit, and they're just like fucking, taking like quadruple the fucking.
Yeah, I mean, you can pop it. You can go like 500 milligrams every 3 days. Then you're running some fucking crazy shit.
500 milligrams of testosterone every 3 days.
Yeah, I've had friends that done that before, for sure. For sure.
Are you that friend, Cody?
No, dude. How fucking jacked I'd be right now. My PP would just be like a hanger for clothes. You could just hang clothes.
So you banging out 405s pretty well the other day.
Yeah, that's just my genetics. That's not much gear, just mostly genetic. Lord Pepsi, do you play racing games? Not really. I used to a lot, but not really. Just because I don't really play any games right now, which is sad. I wish I could. But just for some reason, I just can't make myself play games right now. It's weird.
All right, Junk666 said HGH-CECIL. What does that do? I know my friend Captain Chokeout is on it too. He likes that.
HGH is human growth hormone.
Well, what does it do?
Shit, I don't know. Human growth hormone, I'm guessing it would grow mass. I don't know much about gear, man. I just know about like a few types of gear and testosterone. I don't know I just know HGH is human growth hormone.
He looks good. Maybe I'll do that one. All right,
yeah. Maybe do that. Get on it, dog.
Does that fuck you up like too? Like, you have like side effects of that shit? I don't know.
It does. I'm sure. I feel like
J Bama is on ERT and he's telling me it's more of the test estrogen for men.
Yeah,
that's what HGH is.
No, that's what I think.
I don't know what that means. What you just
I just think that's what testosterone like is. Like, so if you're on high acid doses of testosterone, you'd be on an E blocker, like an estrogen blocker or something, like a Remedex or whatever.
I have a scoop of creatine in this water.
You're basically on gear then. Uh-oh.
Is that right?
Amber alert. Amber alert. Oh no.
I do 20 grams a day of
It's
creatine.
Amber alert right now. It says 9-month-old abducted by unknown person.
That's fake.
White
Delete.
2009 Lexus.
Nope, that's fake news.
Yep, doesn't exist. It's a
Block number.
Fake. Block them.
Report for scam.
Report for QAnon. Alex Jones.
Oh, QAnon got your number.
Must be Alex Jones. That's what it is. It's Alex Jones, obviously. That's the one doing this. Speaking of Alex Jones, dude, I've had a lot of people in my chat lately, okay, talking about they know the dating game, right? I had a lady tell me, and this isn't Megan Fox, by the way, it's a different lady, telling me that if I wanted to meet women, dating apps are the devil, and if I wanted to meet women, I should go to the library.
That's stupid.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely ridiculous. I've never been on a dating app, never signed up for a dating app. I granted I'm in a high density area, but also I'm a loudmouth. You know, you've been out with me. I talk to everybody and fucking if I like somebody, I'll ask them out. That's it. If I don't, I don't. You know? Yeah,
and like I feel like the only person you would meet at a library would be like an old lady. Like a really old lady.
Who the fuck? Somebody who can't afford internet at their own home. That's the only person you're going to meet in a. Who the fuck goes to the library? There's old people and fucking bums to use the bathroom.
Yeah. Do you think that times have changed?
Who told you to go to a library?
It was actually a lady that's like a 2 years younger than me, and she believes
all the hot chicks are hanging out at the library.
She believes that like social media and dating apps and all that's like the devil sent it here to like ruin society. So she strays away from all of it. And I was just joking about dating apps and like meeting girls and Tinder and whatnot. And she was like, "You really should."
I'm not interested in any girl on any dating app. It's like you're literally get ordered like a pizza every day of the week by fucking different dudes. Like someone just swipes on you and like you show up. Get the fuck out.
And like, dude, she was telling me, and I'm like, although I agree that dating apps are kind of trash, the times have changed because we were on a different subject of like children. And she was talking about how she would never let her child have social media ever until she's out of the house. And I'm like, I feel like that would create actually a higher need in that child, like, and maybe resentment, and maybe small doses of something starting at the teenage years will actually, because what wouldn't you rather than learn a hard lesson at 16 with no chance of interaction with a person, or learn the lesson at 18 from them flying to California? That's the scary part for me. So like, what do you think? Because they said, these things are rotting people. Social media is rotting children's brains. And I'm like, well, in 1910, they told little Timmy to stop listening to the radio so much because it's rotting his brain. Right. Stop watching TV so much in the 40s, rotting your brain. Stop playing
comic book.
Comic books. And I'm like, these are just times.
Yeah, but they were wrong. This one's really fucking. This one compared to a radio is pretty. But I feel like it's within. There is just hardcore porn at any kid's fingertips at any moment. Yeah, just people like you're on. We laugh at this stuff, but there's like guys being like, "Oh, this guy's banging my wife," and I'm watching. It's like 10-year-olds can access this as well as I can, and they're watching, and they're like, "Oh, this is what grown-ups are doing." It's like, no, those are what weird grown-ups are doing. But there's so many weird ones posting it that you're probably like, "Oh, this must be normal." Like, fucking, this is what grown-ups like. No, you're getting a jaded look at the world if you're growing up on social media and not in the real world. Like, I don't know. I like anybody I meet on social media. I like to actually meet in the real world. Like, I've met you multiple times, Nick, Anna, fucking Flash, and anybody like I'm kind of friends with online, Ethan. I make sure I go meet them. Like, I like to fucking, I'm older though. So it's like fucking, that's how I am. It's like, I don't like having like these weird oh, I just know this guy online. It's like, no, I fucking know this guy. Like we hung out, we broke bread, we drank, we fucking, you know.
Do you think there'd be do you think there's a negative aspect, or it could be negative ramifications from not letting your teenager have social media until they're like a full grown adult?
No, I would say by sophomore of high school, they could start to fucking, but they're going to be on it by the time they're in 6th grade. Let's just be honest. There's no fucking way, unless they don't have an iPad and they're going to go on it. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They're going to find it. And, but it's not good. You should monitor them, talk to them, and be like, give them a fucking perspective of what the fuck's going on out there. They're alive, you know, but
that was what my advice was. It's like, I mean, they're going to be on it. Let them have small doses and let them understand the dangers of social media instead of them like being resentful, angry, and then when they turn 18, experiencing everything.
Parents are just kind of like, they love it because it's like, it's raising their kids. They're like, oh, the kid's quiet. Like to them, it's like, when we were young, there was no social media. So it was like, Mom, we want to do something today. Let's go to the beach. We want to go to the park. We want to go to the, it's like you had to take them. Now it's like the kids out of sight, out of mind. They're on the room on fucking, whether they're on their iPad fucking for hours. And they're just like kind of relinquishing responsibility of being a parent because it's easier. It's like, oh, they're just fucking around online all day. And it's like, yeah, but like, you got to, like, your kids got to learn like real skills. Get them on a baseball team, basketball team, fucking something, something where they're socializing and getting outside. But I swear to you, man, you go through some fucking, even like the neighborhood where I grew up in New York, it was like kids in the street everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
You could drive through there. There's no kids. You don't see a fucking single kid anywhere. They're all inside. They're all online.
Dude, I remember, and I agree with you when it comes to children. I'm speaking more towards like if you're a teenager, whatever. Like, but if you're like a small child, of course not, absolutely not. But dude, that reminds me, dude. I lived in a trailer park. We all know this, and I would get on my goofy ass bike. And you would ride, and every day
the bike was the best thing.
I would
bike
see
was the funnest
kid. I'd see this kid. I'd see the neighborhood bully, and I'd fucking go the other way.
You knew how to take that bike apart and fix it, and fix the chain, and change the flats, and do everything because that was your lifeline. That shit broke, and you knew how to put a fucking patch on the fucking tube. You knew how to do that shit at a really early age. How to take that shit apart because you were fucking dead in the water without a bicycle.
Yeah, and dude, like that's how I met all my friends was riding down my goofy road, and I would meet and we'd go in his house and play like some random like Sega Genesis game or something, and we do all these things. And dude, a great example of this. Before I tell this example, Neanderthal, real quick, with a giant pink boy, my man, I love you, I appreciate you, dude's like the top dog of the last freaking month. Thank you so much that's the 3rd pink boy of the night. We are officially 230 from Naked Snake, over halfway. I appreciate you.
Somebody wants to know if you had a Huffy.
Oh yeah, I had a Huffy at one point, and I had the goofy ass back pegs on it, like grinding pegs, and a friend would just stand on it when I drive them. But
you really were from a trailer park. I had a red line.
A red line. I don't even remember what that was. But
that's the shit, man.
Oh yes, yeah, Huffy. I bought it at Walmart. No, so I remember when Walmart started having the pegs on the freaking box. So I remember, dude, being 12, 13, 11, whatever. And I remember going trick-or-treating in my old neighborhood. And I remember there was kids like shoulder to shoulder, like in costumes going to houses and their parents, cars driving down the road. Like, dude, there was hundreds of kids in this tiny neighborhood just going to house. And all your friends were with you and you're all like freaking 10, 11 years old. And then you go back to the one of the kids' house and you're watching like Freddy Krueger movie and eating your candy and freaking passing out and shit. And every year, I'm 33 now. Every year I go to fucking Kroger and I'll get that giant bag of assorted candy. And it has been probably 2 years, and this is in my new house, which is even a bigger, like, not nicer neighborhood. And I've not got a kid in 2 years come to my door.
This is crazy. The neighborhood I'm living in right now, it's a little bit upscale. It's pretty upscale, but I'm just renting a small house there. I have a small house there, and I'm gonna get the fuck out pretty soon. So there's like a lot of fucking activities. There's ball fields everywhere. There's there's a lot of country clubs. There's fucking a yacht club down the block. Kids are sailing. Like, it's one of these weird neighborhoods that when people ask me where I live, I'm like, I live in 1950. Like, kids are out on bicycles here. But you go into, as soon as you go like 10 miles over into like Brooklyn, Queens, it's fucking dead. There's no kids out. Like, it's fucking weird. But around here, there's like a lot of kids sailors. There's a lot of kids on, like, there's just, it's weird. It's, and Halloween around here is like a fucking absolutely holy day. People get decked out. The streets look like a fucking Hallmark commercial. There's so many kids. It's almost ridiculous. I filmed it one year. I was like, this is insane. It's pretty crazy.
It is wild, dude.
But then I don't want to be the weird guy walking around the street filming children.
That is true. Armagard says CECIL is a high value male. Agreed. Snafu, thank you, my friend. And Johan Noxo says disregard females acquire currency. Dude, I agree. I have a question from somebody in Rumble, and I want to like see it real quick. It says, what do you think is the reason older dudes pull in girls under 25? Some days I feel like I crush it with the crowd. Other days I feel totally invisible. I'll be completely frank with you. I have only hooked up with one girl in the last 4 years that was above the age of 24. Wow. They're always 24. They're always 21 to 24, and I don't really know why. That's who I'll meet when I'm in a friend group, or I go to a bar with this guy, or I go to a club with one of these friends, and there's these two girls there, and they're 21, 22, and I just hang out with them, and then I end up smashing. Like, I don't know. Older dudes, probably because older dudes, when women that are 24, 25, 23, they see a man that's like 35 and he's extremely financially secure, because men that are over 35 tend to be more on average financially secure than somebody that's, say, 24, like a man. That women see that as attractive. That's just how that works. So those men obviously are those men. I don't want to speak in manosphere terms, but those men are what would be called high value dudes, and that's what's sought after from women in their like lower 20s. Every one of my friends that's a guy that's an engineer, which is almost all my guy friends are engineers because I live in fucking Huntsville, Alabama.
Is there a train station nearby?
Yes. So it's where Boeing and NASA and everything is. So
I thought they were train engineers.
It's space trains. And so they're all engineers, and every one of them are like 34. Like, they're my age. They're all around my age. And every one of their girlfriends are 22, 23.
See, this girl here says she's 31. Her ex is 53.
Yeah. I mean, and like, that's what women enjoy. Like, they enjoy men that have more experience and they're financially secure. And usually men that are financially secure in a big way are also in shape, which plays into that as well. It's all kind of goes into this little pile, and that's what are sought after for, like, and men obviously seek out women that are younger and more attractive. That's just how that works. It's just like, would I eat the cheesecake or am I going to eat the Greek yogurt? And neither of them will affect my diet. 0 calories. I'm fucking that cheesecake up, boys. I'll eat every last bite of that bitch. Why are you eating the cheesecake? Because it's fucking better. Okay. So that's the whole point. Is it's just, women that's what they would seek out more on average, generally speaking. Obviously, not everybody. Blah 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 blah. But yeah. So that's kind of how that works.
I seek rich widows in their 60s that are sort of in shape, but not in good, like maybe a bad heart or something is fine.
Hell yeah. Then you're all of a sudden even richer. My net worth just went up.
I'll wake them up early and say, let's go for a run.
Yeah.
Let's get your heart racing.
Then they just die. Well, we were on a run. It's like, why'd you take her on a run? She's 87. I don't know. She said she wanted to run. Fuck, I don't know. Do you have that on camera? Nope. Her heart exploded. Then
her kids show up and says, "Where's her jewelry box?" And I'm like, "How should I know?" And it's
I don't like. I'm a guy. I don't wear that shit.
Oh God, if I had a nickel for every time that scenario happened.
Yeah, dude, for real.
25 cents.
I've met a lot of really cool women, but it just so happens that every time I meet a girl through a friend group, she's like 23, 24 every fucking time. Every single time. I mean, you met my friend PDH. Like, you met her fucking, I don't know about that's her age. Well, it used to be. Now she's like 25, 26. But you know how it is. So, like,
yeah, each year you get older. Well, not everyone.
Yeah, that's just how it works. It's always the girls that tend to show
Can't
up.
stay 39 forever.
Like, and people are like, "Oh, why would you date a girl at 25?" It's like, well, I don't know. She's hot. She's
But you're not. That's not far from your own age.
Yeah. But I mean, it would be anybody. If I was 38, it'd be the same situation. But they're like, well, why wouldn't you want to date a woman that's 40? And I'm like, because the 25-year-old girl walked up and talked to me, and she's cool. And the 40-year-old girl is just angry and miserable to be around and is not in good shape. Why the fuck would I? Why, that
there's a lot of really good. I have the opposite. There's a lot of chicks in their 40s out here in Long Island that are really fucking good shape, and then you meet their daughters, and their daughters are like dumpy 20-year-olds, and it's like, damn, mom's way hotter than the daughter.
Yeah, so, and no, I agree, but it's just not. It's not typical, dude. I live in Alabama. Like, you see a woman that's in her 40s is attractive. That's like she's married to like a millionaire somewhere in Alabama, and they like have been married for 20 years.
Well, so, you guys have the worst. Southern diet is really bad.
It's bad, dude.
It's like grits. It's like fucking what do they put on the grits? Like sugar, like fucking sweet tea on everything with sweet tea. That's just like fucking one cup of that shit is your entire daily allowance for calories, and they drink it with everything. Oh, they put like molasses in shit and fucking like it's
dude.
Like,
I had a guy
bacon wrapped everything. It's high fat with high carbs. You could have high fat and high, but you can't throw carbs in there or it fucks everything up.
Yeah. So I had a guy tell me, he was like, man, I saw he's like, I see Lizzo, you know Lizzo, obviously. He's like, I see her on Instagram or Facebook every day, and she's on stage running full speed back and forth and dancing. He's like, I don't understand how she stays so fucking obese. And I'm like, well, it's because she's drinking a freaking caramel macchiato every morning that has like 1,400 calories, and she probably
have to do 40 of that shows to burn off one of those drinks.
Yeah. So like, it's like, dude, she eats, she probably takes in, and it's, you know, well, let's be honest. The reason why the obesity rate in women has skyrocketed in the last 15 years is
because it's delicious out there.
Yeah. And that every morning they're getting their caramel fucking macchiato thing that has 1,500 calories every single morning. That shit right there, you're fucked. You're
fucked. You're dead. Yeah. You're done for the day. It's like, because I lost like 90 pounds, people are like, always ask me, what should I do? I'm like, it's 90% diet, 10% working out.
Yep.
It is. If you think I ate this, so I'll run an extra, you cannot outrun. There's no one who can outrun a fucking bad diet unless literally it's their job. Like, you know, like Michael Phelps eating 20,000 calories a day because he's literally swimming at full speed for 8 to 12 hours a day, like in tanks with oxygen. Like he's doing like, if you're not doing that and you're eating over, 4,000, people are eating 4,000 calories easily. And it's like, you can't outrun it. You don't have enough time in a day to work that off. Like, and unless it's your job to work out, you know what I mean? And most people are just, so it's like, fucking just cut your calories right away. Skip a meal first, skip a meal every day. And then I would go into, if you could do 2 24-hour fasts a week, that fucking is really good for you. It causes like de-aging too.
Yeah.
Fasting, it releases your body when it goes into a fasting mode, starts releasing these hormones that like actually stop aging. So it's really good for you. And you're just taking out a huge part of your diet by just doing 2 days.
Dude, I've seen men go to the gym and they just get fatter, and they're like, what the fuck?
I've seen guys go. I've been going to the gym for 3 years. I've changed fucking dramatically. I've seen guys who went there the same day I did, and they look exactly the same.
It's because
they're going home and they're fucking eating like everything. They're putting in the hours, but they're not changing the diet. You cannot fucking do it.
Some of these guys and women will go to the gym and then they'll decide to reward themselves later, and they'll make it even worse.
Yeah, I earned this.
Exactly. Dude, there's a guy at my gym, and he is like 300 pounds, and he's been going to the gym for 10 years. My same gym. And he's even fatter now. And he's there every day. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Are you like, how are you drinking 15 beers a day? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yes. Yeah.
And speaking of older ladies, by the way, okay, every time there's an older lady that may be in her 40s that's hot as fuck, and I'm like, girl, what's up? They're always like, oh, sorry, bro. Like, I don't date younger guys. And also, because women only date older, they don't date younger. And also, depending on who they are. And Also, oh yeah, and by the way, I'm married, so I can't do that. I'm like, well, then stop trying to get me to bang 40. Sally in the chat just said it. She's like, she said, always throwing shade on old people. I'm like, bitch, I would smash your ass right now. You're hot because I know her. But she's like, nah, bro, I'm married. I'm like, oh, see,
Does she live nearby? Sally, go over.
So Bill Dozer says birth control is role model women. Yes. Yeah, that's a report I read like 6 months ago. And basically hormonal birth control makes a woman think, or makes a woman's body think that she's pregnant or something to that nature. So it delivers that hormone, which
it also changes like the pheromones, and it makes women who are on like birth control long term attracted to guys that they're not actually attracted to.
That's what I was getting to.
And then when they go off of it, the guy that they've been in love with for like 4 years or whatever, and then they go off of birth control, they're like, I don't like this guy at all. Like, it fucks up your whole pheromones and what you're attracted to. It's not
yeah. So I read this whatever report or study 6 months ago, and yeah, it basically, women that would come off of hormonal birth control, they would suddenly be attracted to different smells, and they would be attracted to men that had wider jawlines.
And they were unattracted to their mate as soon as they got off of it, which is like
that. There was a corresponding report where women would attribute their divorce, like, so they would get a divorce, and the box that was almost always ticked in like a giant percentage of the cases were women that had just come off of hormonal birth control like the month or two prior. Right? It's fucking crazy. So that's one of the things, and that I've always thought was pretty crazy about, because that's what Bill Dozer said in Rumble, and that's why I'm like, dude, if you're gonna get on birth control, get on a non-hormonal type of birth control, like what I think they're called. They're called copper IUDs.
Yes,
one of them. It's a more recent one. Although they apparently make your like periods monstrous, from what I hear. Still, like, you're not having to worry about that hormonal.
Not my problem. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck. Right? It's whatever. So that's just how that is. Russell Hall says, so Anna doesn't like hairy short guys? No. No, Russell Hall. Of course not.
No, I would say that Anna, her boyfriend reminds me of her father so much that I think that it's, I wouldn't worry about that. Like, girls usually marry their dad.
Yeah, of course. That's the truth, man.
She says no, she doesn't see it, but like, as soon as she showed me a picture of her father one time, I was like, that's your boyfriend.
Yep. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like a curse where it's like women always marry men that remind them of their fathers.
Not always, but
not always.
It's common. I would say not always, but it's definitely a thing. Like, especially if they like their dad, Like, all right.
Yep, 100%.
It's our cousin. Somebody wrote in the chat. That's besides the point. They have, they keep it. It's a tight knit family over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an interesting wedding.
All right, so I'm looking up. Let's see, Matt. Why do some of these websites have like the oldest layouts since like it looks like freaking 90s?
The chat stopped fucking going on your.
Yeah, stream. I have my backup chat on because of that garbage. Here's nationalinstitute.gov. This is one of the studies how hormonal birth control changed the biological perspectives on mating for women. Because there's like Helene in my chat thinks it's like a lie. Like, hormonal birth controls doesn't affect you how you're attracted to, because that wouldn't make sense if your hormones change. That doesn't make any sense at all. That would change how you feel. As far as
it does. Like, no, I've seen the evidence of that. It's pretty like stark. Yeah. Like, they have done studies where women went off it and they were completely like unattracted to their fucking boyfriends or husbands, like within like a few months.
Yep. That's the issue. Lord Pepsi, thank you. I can't bring up anybody's super chats right now because everything froze for some reason, but I still see the chat, so you're good. But we are 120 likes away from the goal, and we are 215 from Naked Snake for the 188th stream in a row. Oh my god. But yeah, puberty hormones. I don't know. Well, in the original study that I read, some doctor that expressed the thing behind it was they said that your body is in a certain like state on hormonal birth control, and that certain state is a similar state to, I think it's pregnancy, which makes you more attracted. You're not looking for a mate anymore. You're pregnant. Your body isn't looking for a mate, so you're attracted to somebody who's way more feminine and less threatening, somebody that could nurture for you, just like a woman. But when you're not with child, obviously you're looking for the strongest, best match mate possible, which is where it comes into the other side of the biological argument. So there's a giant study on healthcare.gov. Said, I'm trying to read through it, but it's freaking it's so huge. This whole study is just so huge. But yeah, husband satisfaction, blah, 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 changes depending on birth control, blah, blah, blah. But God, it's just too much. It's too much. I would have to read it in my off time. It is so huge. It's just, and it's like, God, I would have to really read it. Like the other day, Helena sent me this study to what the benefits are for biological men when they transition and start playing sports in women's sports. And there was something crazy. Like we have come to the conclusion that it would take 25 years for men to like get around.
Their muscle density, it's not going to go away from estrogen. Like, that's put on. Their bone density is stronger. Their fucking muscle fibers are fucking denser.
That's what it said. That's what the study said. It said like there is no evidence that their bone density would ever change with estrogen. Which is
listen to me. I'm just like, fine, have all your places taken over by these fucking weird men, because the only people that are championing this is women.
Yeah.
Most men are like, yo, this is bullshit. This is a recipe for disaster. It's not fit, because men watch sports. We like real competition. We're like, this is not fair. This is bullshit. This is dangerous. You know, men watch sports with weight classes for a reason. They're like, it's not fair to fucking throw a fucking 130-pound guy in there with a 180-pound guy. 50 pounds of punch pressure is fucking enormous. Like, well, you can't fucking even, you know, it just, we know what's fair. And it's like, women are like, well, it's not fair to the person who feels bad for being excluded. No one likes to be excluded. It's like, you know what? Fine. So lose your bathrooms, lose your locker rooms, lose your fucking mind. Not my problem. I'm not going to make a fucking big deal over this shit when you girls are going to go to the fucking polls and overwhelmingly vote for the assholes that are putting this shit in. Yeah. I wonder why the fuck you know, there's a dude in the changing room at fucking, Target with his dick out because you voted for it, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
my fucking problem. And you know what, ladies, if you're fucking competing in these sports, I go on the fucking starting line of the pool, and when they fucking fire the fucking gun, all of the biological girls stay put. Let the dude jump in the pool and swim the laps by himself and be like, we're not fucking putting up with this. You do that en masse and it's over. It's over overnight. If every woman's like, but they don't because they're fucking cowards, and then they cry about it. It's like, no, bitch, this is in your hands. You can end it. They've done it a few times in like Europe where they did a fucking bike race and everybody was like, we're not competing. No one will compete. And they're like, fine. No, they're changing the rules because that's what fucking gets the reaction. Make it a humiliating fucking solo man swimming back in a fucking pool. Shit would have been over in a week. But no, no one wants to be the girl that hurt feelings or be take a fucking stand, and that's it.
How I responded to it is like, it's like there's no, what is it? There's no evidence that bone density and like all of that would change. And I'm like, well, I'm so shocked that if LeBron James got on estrogen, he would suddenly be 5'4". No, he's still going to be 7'3", and he's still going to be dunking on them bitches. Like, it's not going to change anything. So I don't even know how it got to be a debate. It's really weird to me, actually. It's really strange how it even got to be a debate, because
I say I'm more to just fucking slam on the gas with this shit. Every fucking male athlete in college should just sign up for every fucking sport and be like, I'm a woman. I feel like a woman this week. I want to compete. Just make a whole mockery of it. And because there's no rule, there's no governing body that decides that, oh, you're not really a woman, you're pretending to be. You know why? Because that would mean, oh, there is people can pretend to be. Because they're like, no one could pretend to be. They really feel that way. So fucking just make them like they had those chicks that had a sorority house. They voted to let the guy in, and he's got his dick out all the time. And it's like, bitches, you literally changed the rules to get him in here. Now it's a nightmare. You know what? Every guy should identify as a fucking girl, go to the sorority houses, ruin all their shit so that they're like, fuck this. Just burn it down. Like just fast track the end of it. If guys will save women's sports by destroying it first. Just every guy who's a male athlete should fucking say, I'm gender fluid. I want to compete on both teams.
Yeah. And Sally brings a good point in locals is it's a big deal is losing scholarships, never getting a job, right? Like women will actively lose scholarships because of this reason.
Yep. And they'll be like anything other than, being like saying oh my God, it's not fair to that person. They're going to have their feelings hurt. Okay. So then you give up your scholarships, give up your fucking changing rooms, give up your locker rooms, shut the fuck up. Cause you guys could end this like that. It could be over like that if women en masse just are like, fuck this shit. But no, they're going to vote for the same fuckers that push this garbage.
Yeah. And as per usual, Helena's in the chat's advocating for the opposite, which is weird because she gave me a study the other day that didn't say that. But while we talk about it, Helena, give me your reason for why men should be able to participate in women's sports and how there is no disadvantage at all.
Show me a guy who's competing in women's sports who's struggling.
Yeah. Show me a guy that was not even ranked in any category in men's and came in and became world champion immediately in a women's sport overnight. Right. So it's very obvious. I can't believe it too.
Yeah, women are ruled by feelings. They'll literally burn down their lives over feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be mean to somebody. Okay, then shut up.
No, I'll never forget. Oh my God. Now, this is fucked up, but I had a girl tell me one time, she was talking to me and she was telling me about a time that she was assaulted. And which is horrible. But I was like, why didn't because she told me what happened. And she was like, well, I just laid there while it was happening. And I was like, now, and it wasn't like violent or anything. Like she had was at a friend's house and she was sitting on the couch and guy comes up and she's sleeping or almost asleep and he just lays behind her and then things just start happening. And it just happens, right? And I was like, I hear this a lot. Why?
No, I think that's called regret sex. That's not really if you didn't say no.
Yeah, well,
I didn't want to be rude. It's like, well, then that's kind of on you. You can be. If somebody wants to put something inside of my body, I will get rude if I'm not.
Yeah, so that's kind of.
I will be rude, but it's like you can't afterwards be like, I wish that didn't happen. Well, what did you do to stop? Oh, nothing. I didn't want to be an asshole.
Yeah. So that's that's kind of where it's going because that's kind of what I'm getting at is she was like, well, I pushed him away once and then he kept coming back and then she was just let it happen. And I was like, well, so can you tell me something from a female's perspective? Why do women always say, well, they just didn't know what to do and they froze and they just let it happen? And I'm like, why do they just
because women aren't confrontational.
Right. So that's where it's heading. And she was like, well, I didn't want to piss him off or make him upset or anything.
I bet he wouldn't be able to pull that shit on a trans woman.
And I'm like, but you, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, you let a guy have sex with you because you didn't want to hurt his feelings.
I didn't want to have a confrontation. Yeah. I'm
like, holy shit. Dude, I would punch a dude in the fucking face and break his face immediately. It would take a split
or
second.
just say no. How about just saying no? You don't even need to punch. You could just make it vocally no, I'm not interested. No, but anything to avoid the confrontation. And then the next day be like, oh, I was assaulted. You weren't. You were. Right. I'm sure. I feel bad for her because it's a situation that the guy was probably fucking over the line and not fucking giving a fuck what she thought about it. And it's a fucked up situation. But in his mind, he was like, oh, I fucking came at that girl hard and she was with it. She was,
Yeah, that's what he was thinking.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that, to be fair,
if you don't say no or go away or fuck, I don't want that. Like, how the fuck?
Right. So men like and like now to be fair, she didn't report anything and she didn't like make a big deal.
What's to report?
She just told me about it, right? It was in passing. So but Sally brings up the next point is she said it's a survival thing. Men are stronger, and if you like if you basically in that situation you make a man mad, he kill you or something. And like I don't really totally accept that.
Like I feel bad for her, but I'm just also like, hey, you got to. You've got to at least be like vocally say no, and I'm not blah blah blah. Fine, you're like I don't want to get into a physical fight because I might get beaten and raped, and which would be worse than that. I understand, but you didn't. You just said nothing just because you figured he would beat you. Like most guys would not be. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That is a tough, cruel, harsh reality of that situation. Is that there is people that have experienced that where they like said no, like get the fuck off me, and the dude beat the shit out of him or something. It definitely has happened, but like it's either you'll have both or you'll have one. Which one? Like, you know what I'm saying? I would if it was me, I'd rather just get the shit beat out of me and defend myself, and then be like, well, I fucking tried.
Well, I understand a woman's afraid of it, but I mean, at least you have to say you. As far as he'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You never said a word. You were like, you know what I mean? The next day, I'm sure he'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, oh no, because if I did, he might have beaten me. And it's like, well, that's a big leap to take. Like, you're gonna assume all men are just gonna beat a woman for saying no. Every man's heard no. Every man's heard no dozens of times. Yeah. No one's beaten. I mean, very few will beat somebody up when they hear it. It's part of life as a man. Is hearing no.
Dude, it's a terrible situation. But I always ask myself, I'm like, why is there no vocal? There's nothing. But to be fair, in retrospect, that guy died, so it worked out.
Oh, she gave him AIDS?
No, he like died in a motorcycle accident, like a couple years later, like a brutal accident. Yeah, she like texted me like one day and was like, "Oh, so remember that guy I told you about?" And I was, "Yeah," and he's like, "Yeah, he died today." I was like, "Oh, wow," and she's like, "Yeah, it's pretty sweet." And I was like, "Well, damn." I was like, "Wow, well, damn." Anyways, Billy Hatcher, real quick, the Gold Boy says, I got bucked off my horse when I was a kid and broke my elbow, and then got zapped by our 120 volt outlet and got stung by wasp twice and other fun stuff. I'm fine. Damn, son. Slagla says, here's 2 for the goon, but thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you for the Gold Boy, Billy Hatcher. I can't pull them up right now because my StreamYard's frozen, but I still have your chats over here on this side. So thank you. That puts us exactly 2:05 until Naked Snake, and we're 90 likes from goal already. Shit.
I got impaled when I was a kid. We were playing football at like a state park, but it was like, I don't know, there was like some kind of, it was like a strike or something, but the grass was like high, like knee high. And I was playing football with like my cousin and my brother, and we're fucking throwing it. And I just remember running through like the high grass, and all of a sudden I was like, fucking my leg was on something, and I was like, ow. And there was an rusty fucking horseshoe fucking, when you play horseshoes, what the fuck is it called? Yeah. The post in the ground, and it fucking went right through my calf, like fucking. I'll show you the scar. It's fucking like this long.
Oh my god, that sounds awful.
Oh no, that was on the back of my thigh. Actually, I had another thing on my.
The only fucked up thing that happened to me is I was like 7, and I rode down like this hill. My grandmother's like old house. She had this big hill, and I went down this hill in like a radio flyer fucking thing. And I get down to the bottom of the hill, and my cousin's just throwing rocks, like big fucking rocks, at me. And I don't really know.
Rock fight.
Yeah. And they were
rock fight was a thing.
They were like this big, man. And I was like, hey, you're going to hit me with that. And he was like, no, I'm not. And then I woke up in the hospital. And I was screaming, of course. Apparently, like I of course got hit with a rock.
Is that what happened to your face?
Yeah, dude. You can actually see it right there. Yeah. See that line?
Yeah.
When it goes up right there? Yeah, that's it. I woke up in the hospital, and apparently he hit. Well, of course, I got hit with a rock, and I fucking I was just gone for like 3 hours, just unconscious.
Wow. Yeah, brain injury.
Yeah, dude. I wonder to this day, like, what happened? What fuck? Something I'm probably fucked up somehow. I don't even know.
You might have been able to get us to Mars, but they knocked that part out of your brain.
But now all I can do is stream on YouTube.
All you could do is make left turns now.
Yeah, not rights. There's no way in hell for that. Ain't happening, bro.
Shit.
Ain't happening. Is that your worst injury of all time? Getting stabbed in the ass?
No, I did not. That was on the back of my left thigh, and then another time I slid on a deck and a huge piece of wood went in, and that was on my right calf. And that's
why does everything keep going?
That one, both times I had to go to the hospital, but I have like broke my toe, broke my hand multiple times because I played hockey fights, and I broke them in street fights too. But broke my hand probably like 4 times. Broke my nose over 5 times. Jaw, eye socket, ribs, collarbone.
Why are you breaking everything? I've only broke my damn pinky twice.
The collarbone was, I was moving a dresser down a fucking flight of stairs, and it was there was only like 2 feet, and then the wall right there, and the person who was on the top let go of it, and I got pinned against the fucking wall by this huge dresser and snapped my collarbone.
It's like your bones are made of glass. Like,
dude, this thing was huge. It was a big piece of fucking furniture. Fucking cracked it.
I broke my. I was heading upstairs to get on Nick's show like a few months ago, and I fell up the stairs, and I looked at my pinky, and it was backwards, and I just snapped it back into place, and it got real fat. So I couldn't move it for like a month. So I broke my pinky, and then 2 years ago at the gym, I was shoulder pressing like 60s, and like I was holding them on my my knees, and then it just slipped. You know how those little heads they crisscross, and it slipped and just hit my pinky, and it was like sounded like
popped it right back.
It sounded like celery. It was like, and I was like, and then I was like, oh damn, that was scary. And then a pain slowly came in. I was like, oh no, and then turned black. You got real fat.
I'm telling you, the worst injury, like as far as pain, like all those things, the worst pain I had from any injury was the one in fucking Houston when my fucking tore my Achilles.
Yeah,
and that was on camera. Like,
oh Jesus!
When you have a bad injury is when your first reaction is you feel nauseous.
Oh God, yeah.
The pain is so hard that you don't even feel the pain. You just have a feeling to throw up.
Yeah,
that's what was happening when that happened.
Oh my God!
I was just like, I thought there was going to be bone sticking out of my fucking ankle when I looked down. I was like, that hurt so fucking much. And I just took pills and whiskey all weekend and walked out. When I went to the doctor the next week, they're like, when did this happen? I'm like, Saturday. They're like, what the fuck? You've been walking on this? I was like, yeah.
Dude, that reminds me, you were limping at that one place because you fell over. Yeah. So you just break everything. Dude, speaking of breaking something, have you seen this yet? I don't know if you knew about this, but old Captain Corey, did you see this?
No, what is that?
So Captain
the
Corey,
kid, yeah, they have a memorial for him, right?
Yeah, like, dude, I didn't even. So Captain Corey, his dream was to be a YouTuber, and Johnny Depp like sent him a video and talked to him. It was really cool, and he his YouTube gained a big following, and it was just really cool to see. And then all of a sudden, now look, I haven't been following the situation. I subscribed to him, and I watched his first few videos, and it was cool. And then all of a sudden, I just heard he passed away like 2 days ago, and I'm like, what just happened? What happened?
Well, wasn't the whole thing? Wasn't his whole gimmick that he was going to pass away soon?
I have no idea. I just I didn't know. I knew
that was kind of his thing.
I knew he was sick. I just didn't know he was like this sick. Like it's been a year, man. It's been 1 year.
Yeah.
So that's freaking dude. That's awful. Like I was really butthurt about that when I found out. And he has this GoFundMe, which already destroyed the goal. Destroyed it. Damn. I think it just started today.
They're gonna build a golden statue of him.
A golden statue of Captain.
He had terminal cancer, CECIL, you prick. I know, but I'm saying I didn't mean the gimmick. I'm just saying the reason we know him is because he had terminal cancer. Like they wouldn't just do this for any fucking kid. Like, Bobby wants to be a fucking YouTuber. All right, everybody give him a couple 100,000 subs and get Johnny Depp on it. No, it's like part of the deal is we'll do this, but you got to die in a year.
Jesus God, that's brutal, man. That makes me sad. Like,
sorry.
It was.
Wait, you'd feel a little ripped off of 5 years from now. It's like, oh, the Commander Cody shows. It's like, whoa, what? Wait a minute. We had an agreement here, Cody. What the fuck is this? 5 years later, you're now
It's like
a big
Quagmire. It's like, why are you still here? It's like, damn, man. Rest in peace, Captain.
There's like, I mean, I hate to say it, but there was a kind of an unspoken agreement here. You got, we'll do this, but clock's ticking.
Yeah. Well, I hope he would appreciate our jokes. Rest in peace, Captain Corey. It's brutal.
I hope he's hearing them in hell. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I am joking. That was terrible. Terrible.
Oh God.
Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. God damn. Oh Jesus, Mary.
No. He's going to happen because he kept his word. He died. He's going to happen. He did not welch on the deal.
Oh God damn.
There's a reason I wear a mask, folks.
No, you showed your face at the wedding, bro. It's over.
Shh, that wasn't me. That was some other devastatingly handsome fellow.
Jesus Christ. Oh, diggity damn. Somebody did Billy Hatcher somebody asked oh, you already said Billy Hatcher to Jeezy. Okay, cool. For Naked Snake. I was like, I saw that message and I didn't know if you responded for the old Naked Snake. Yeah, dude, it's pretty brutal, but I'm really glad that whole Johnny Depp thing worked out. It all worked out like I wanted. And Amber Heard is now just like in Spain doing bullshit. And her face is so swollen from alcohol. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Good look on a chick.
Yeah.
Especially at 2 a.m.
God, dude, she aged like 5 years. Oh, look at there it is. Jeezy says, get on it. Doggone it. Also down 50 pounds. Let's go. Hot diggity damn. Let's see if I can pull this up because the chat don't work anymore for me, but I'm going to see if I can pull this up just in a weird ass redneck way. Hold on.
Oh, hold on. Said you got another super chat here. Said not cancer, yet a heart transplant that rejected twice.
Oh, that's even worse. God. All right.
Not a time to be picky, kid.
Oh my gosh. Rest in peace, man.
It's like Casey at the bat. That one wasn't my speed. Like
there it is. Jeezy with a $205 super chat. Says, get on it, doggone it. Also down 50 pounds. Congratulations, my man. I appreciate you so much. That is 188th Naked Snake right there.
We're doing it?
Well, we made it. We'll do it here in a bit. And then
I gotta go. Sorry.
And then thank you, man, Jeezy. I love you. Gamer Yaki says not cancer, heart transplant, rejected twice. Jesus. Thank you so much, Jeezy. I appreciate you. I love you. That puts us exactly 492 until break sobriety for CECIL and Fight Milk for me.
People are saying I'm heartless. Well, that kid had 3 fucking hearts. I mean, look where it got him.
Jesus, you're just quick today. Quick-witted man. Damn. Castrated Bob says the real issue is over 90% of the estrogenic compounds in birth control are excreted unchanged, makes its way into the water supply and contributes to continued reduction in male testosterone, and it's turning the frogs gay.
Your chat is funny. I don't even want to read some of this shit to you, bro.
Dude, have you seen like I think it's RFK talked about it? He was like 50% of the frogs are like can't reproduce anymore. And 30% of the frogs are now have viable eggs as females. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
And 80 of them are bi-curious.
Yeah. It's wild, dude. 80 of them are bi-curious. My God. Oh my gosh. I think my internet's running crazy right now because I have 3 chats pulled up now. Hold on, let me take everything down. My camera ran in slow motion for a second there. It freaked me out.
I have to go take a leak.
Do it. Get on it, doggone it.
Oh,
look at that. It looks like a Cinnobot. That's what it looks like. Oh my gosh. And my chat still hasn't froze. That's sad. Make sure you guys like the stream. We're 50 away in honor of Mr. CECIL. CECIL holding the Karma Lightning Rod and waving around the air. Thank you, CECIL, for taking one for the boys. Get on it, doggone it. Thank you, Juan Gonzalez. Coors Light says, imagine giving $250 to this bum to take his shirt off for 30 seconds. I appreciate you guys so much for that. So 188th bum naked snake in a row. You get you 30 seconds worth. Now, if you do the math, though, Coors, we got to be fair here. You do the math. 30 seconds. Okay. 30 seconds times 188. That's like at least an hour, right? At least of Naked Snake. There you go. Good. And how that, like, so 188, that's like almost 200. No, that's almost $100,000 for an hour of Naked Snake. I appreciate the cores. You're goated, and I appreciate all you. Get on it, Doug, on it. Like, yeah, his avatar. Look at it. What the fuck is this? Crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. Looks like Cody after too much Fireball. Okay, so Damian Scott, real quick. I actually drank Fireball for the first time in like 2 years the other day.
It's the other day, poison, man.
Yeah, it was July 4th. And I drank Fireball, and wow, it's awful. It is awful, man. Dude, it's awful.
It's too fucking sweet, man.
Yeah, and it's so syrupy. Dude, it's syrupy. Dude, I said the same thing. I was like, why hasn't someone not made a compilation video of all the Naked Snakes ever? God, there's more than 188. There's like 500, but there's 188 in a row. There's like 500 Naked Snake videos. Find them. Put them all together. Make a 4-hour compilation of me doing Naked Snake. See who watches all of it. I doubt it. Oh, my gosh. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
What's up, Juju in chat? Yeah, Gimpsel.
Oh.
No. I want to see a naked snake.
Oh, it's coming, bro.
I'm going to give you the Vaseline power punch, Cody.
Yes. Dude, I'm telling you what. We got to do it next. We got to do it in real life one time.
Yeah, of course.
No, we did. We need to set up a 4-way fucking.
I want to punch a hole in your colon.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I can feel it in my nuts, bro. All that testosterone. Yeah, dude. That like 4,000% testosterone. Making the balls swell up.
Oh.
Oh. Oh my.
Keep talking. I'm almost done. No.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the fucking thing from that awful show, American Horror Story, where there was always just a guy in a skin suit. I don't know why. Like,
was that like the first? That was the first season, right?
Yeah, and he had like a freaking spike for his like penis, and then like that was weird in the first season, but it didn't really return much. And the first season was pretty legit. I enjoyed it, and then it got real bad. Like real bad. Second season was all right, and then it got just real fucking bad. And every season kind of got retarded. Like it was like
I think I made it a couple seasons. Like the first one was really good. Was the second one in the mental institution? That was okay too.
Yeah, that second one was all right.
And then it started like drop. It was watchable, but it was definitely dropping off.
Yeah,
after too.
I liked the Coven season because it still felt like a normal show. And then all of a sudden it went off the rails and like everything.
That was the last one I watched. The one with Lady Gaga was in that one, right?
No, that was the hotel. That was season 5.
I watched the one with the witches at the house. Who was in that? Oh no, it was another blonde chick. Yeah,
it had the chick from God, we had the chick from the one band. I can't remember.
It was a musician.
Not CCR.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
It's not John Fogerty. Damn it. That's what's popping into my mind for some. Why is that happening? Anyways, you know the band.
There was a girl from a band in the one with the witches, right?
Yeah, and she's
in my mind it's Lady Gaga, but I don't know.
No, she's like the most famous ever. Somebody, please. Are you kidding me? No one's getting this. No,
the most famous ever.
Yeah,
Stevie Nicks.
Thank you, God. Whew. Dude, you ever like? I can see her face. I see the scene of her playing the piano. I can see the whole band that she's in. Fleetwood Mac. Thank you. Fuck, dude. For some reason, when I try to think of Fleetwood Mac, CCR pops in my head, and I can't get it out. And all I see is John Fogerty's dumbass face, and I'm like, John, leave. You
ever notice in Fleetwood Mac that the girl has a boy's name of Stevie and the guy has a girl's name of Lindsay?
Yep. But no, so season 3 is pretty legit. I enjoyed it. And then it went off the rails. And for some reason, every single season just got like more like flamboyantly gay and annoying.
Oh,
like half the characters were just like flaming. And I'm like, oh, this is getting like I'm tired. I'm tired. Like I can only take one flamboyantly gay character per season, and like half of them are like over the top. It's not even like it's not.
I didn't make it that far. I didn't get up to the flamboyantly gay characters.
Yeah, it was like the most over the top. Like you would pull them out of a one of the naked dudes in a pride parade. Like that, he'd be like, "Oh man," like talking like a valley girl.
Oh my god, there's a ghost in my dick.
Yeah, like it got like that.
I think my ass is haunted.
Yeah, it got like so over the top, man. I just couldn't do it anymore.
I think I need an exorcism.
Yeah, and then so that's how it was, and it just kept going on, and I just stopped watching it. And I was
ooh, there's a poltergeist in my penis.
Yeah,
this is a horror story.
Yeah. I didn't. I couldn't get into it anymore. Like, I don't mind. Look, I don't give a damn if you're gay or not. Like, but I just like, I can't take it serious.
Yeah, it's like,
I can't take the flamboyant, over the top, like in actual situations thing serious. It seems so fake to me. Like when somebody's like, "Oh my god," like I'm like, I don't feel like people really act like that. Like, I don't. It just doesn't seem right. So yeah. But apparently somebody told me one of the seasons were good, but like after that, but I just didn't.
Someone said the freak show one was good. I like the freak show.
It was all right. It's just the ending was goofy. I like the freaking clown dude, and then he like dies immediately, and I'm like, well, that's good. Yeah, Kathy Bates is the best part of American Horror Story. Yeah, that's why the third season was so cool, because she was like Marie Laveau, and she had like these slaves in her attic that she'd torture. And I thought that was
wild. That was pretty wild.
Crazy. But no, it like everything after that was like I tried to attempt to watch, because I watched Hotel, and I thought it was all right, because I really enjoy the idea of H.H. Holmes or whatever. And it's basically,
were they ever going to make that movie? I read that book. It was like Devil in the White City.
Yeah, and that was basically kind of loosely based off that. And I was like, well, I want to watch it. It was all right. But then
they did. I didn't see that one. So he had like a horror hotel where he was kidnapping and torturing girls.
That's the one Lady Gaga's in. And
I mean, that guy was such a motivated guy. Like, I wish I had that kind of ambition. He's like, all right, so there's going to be a World's Fair in Chicago. What I'm going to do, I'm going to build a hotel. I'm going to hire multiple builders who don't know what the other one is doing, and have gas pipes going to different rooms, so I can gas, and then make a hotel just for women, because this is a big event. There's going to be a lot of single women traveling for the first time to a big city. This guy had a vision. He had fucking purpose, and this was a complicated, multi-level, and God bless him, he pulled it off. Yeah. But I mean, just go all that to go, and he would sell their skeletons to medical fucking.
He did, yeah.
Dude, this guy was fucking ambitious entrepreneur and psychopath. Really, if he wasn't, slaughtering women, he'd really be somebody to admire. But I still I wish I had a little H.H. Holmes in me, like a little of that drive that gets you up and starts, designing a torture hotel.
Yeah. And you would think, like, I mean, look, would you rather be the guy that plays WoW and does nothing with his life, or creates a torture hotel? I mean,
torture hotel,
obviously, right? Because you're going to be remembered for the next 300 years, and you're going to be in a super gay season of American Horror Story. No, but I tried to watch the season after that. I watched like the first, I think it was the season after that. It was like the first episode, and like all these people were like in tears because Trump won the presidency, and I was like, yeah, I'm not watching this. I can't watch this shit right now. I'm so tired of politically motivated content. Fuck.
I'm going to use that for my kids if I have them. I'll be like, I don't want you to be, a layabout. I want you to be a H.H. Holmes. You got a dream, you make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Make it happen, boys.
Execute the plan, then execute the women in the basement.
And then just sell their skeletons.
Well, he even gassed them so that they wouldn't die. Then he would take them down to the basement and torture them, right? And have sex with them.
Yep.
Like fucking just a brilliant guy.
And then when they were coming to the hotel, he made sure that their family didn't know where they were. They made sure he would.
Well, he collected their mail. Like he would say, he would go every day to that thing and say, I'm going to mail you, I'm mailing letters. Everybody got postcards for their family, and be like, right in the garbage.
Yep.
Or he would even change them. Like, we're going here. Like, I think he did like shit like that. Like, he was really just how many hours in the day did this guy have? I mean, he was really into his craft.
Yeah.
You just don't see that kind of craftsmanship anymore from serial killers. It's all stabby, you know, maybe a chokey.
Yeah. It's lame. And they
Nobody's building a hotel.
They do it out of passion for some reason instead of just doing it out of like compulsion and like making profit from it.
Until he messed up. How did he get caught? I forget how it ended. Did he get caught?
Yeah, police like went and raided his basement and saw like all the fucking skeletons like laying on their like clothes hangers, fucking things. Hilarious. But I don't know exactly. I watched a documentary on it a while back. I need to watch another one.
I read the book. I fucking completely forgot how he got caught.
Yeah, it's just, but that's how they found out. They were like, they might have got somebody tipped somebody off, but they literally just went into the basement and they're like, oh, look at all these bodies. So that pretty much
yeah. Well, police were bad back then too. I mean, the only reason they couldn't catch they never really caught John Wayne Gacy. Like the police did not crack that case because, first of all, the stench of rotting bodies could be smelled for like blocks. You know what I mean? He just had 21 bodies under his porch, and the stench of them putrefying in the fucking summer was just the neighbors were. Then there were so many missing like kids, and the fucking cops literally were just sitting in front of his house. And one of the guys that he was doing what he would do is he would put fake handcuffs on himself, and then he'd be like, "Watch me get out of this," and he'd get out of it, and then he'd say to the kid, "You try," but he'd give him a real pair.
Yeah,
he'd do a little switcheroo, and then he'd be like, he would tell them, "I'm gonna fucking rape you, I'm gonna murder you," and he would drown them in the bathtub, then resuscitate them, then he would kill them multiple times. He liked to kill them, bring them back to life, kill them. Like, so one of the last ones he got into cuffs, just ran and jumped through the bay window of his house out onto the front lawn. And the cops were sitting there. And that's how they caught him. They didn't crack the case. These fuckers couldn't, this guy wasn't even hiding it well, and they couldn't crack. It was only because a fucking dude literally jumped through the goddamn window. They were like, oh, look. And then they went inside. He's like, oh, he's going to murder me now. They had probable cause and searched the house and found all the fucking bodies that you could smell from fucking miles away.
Dude, that's wild because it reminds me, like, loosely related. There was this lady that she killed her son, I think, or her daughter, by just drowning her over and over and resuscitating her. And she did it for years until she finally just wasn't able to resuscitate her. And she started doing it to her son. And she did this for like 10 years. And her son almost died finally. And then like they were like, why is this happening like 30 times? Because she would call like an ambulance almost every time. And they finally like did an investigation and found out she was intentionally killing her children and resuscitating them. And she got like a handful of years in prison. It's crazy. I'm like, how did she not go to jail for the rest of her life? She did like I could understand, like, you hit a kid, you're driving down the road, you're kind of drunk, you hit a kid, he flies and turns into gravy. Like, that's kind of fucked up, right? But how does that guy get life? And how does this lady get like fucking 8 years? And then she's like a manager at McDonald's.
She's a lady, that's why.
Why not electric chair him too? Fuck it. Fire PA said
her body, her choice. Yes.
You see Dr. Nassar, USA gymnastics doc, got stabbed.
Yeah, he got stabbed.
Why'd he get stabbed?
Because he fucking was like a child rapist. Like,
oh yeah, he's the guy that for years did it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was stabbed multiple times in prison. Well, that's usually what happens with child rapists. That happened to what's his face, Dahmer.
Yeah.
Let's see. It says he's listed in stable condition. Oh, well, what the fuck? He
got stabbed in the chest and the back.
He didn't even die. That's lame.
You know what? But now he's gonna live in like, dude. It's the worst. It is the absolute worst to be in jail as like anything with kids. You
got a target on your back because
first of all, no fucking prison guard is coming to help you. They're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
like you're universally hated, and there are guys in there that are just so angry. They're doing life. They're like they're allowed to beat up on you.
Yeah, like
the worst dudes in the world are you're basically their punching bag, and fucking basically they're allowed to rape you. They're allowed to, like, no one's coming to help you. No one gives a fuck whatever happens to you.
And that's how it should be. To be fair, I'm totally.
Yeah, I had a dude who a buddy of mine who did like a pretty decent stint, and he's like, holy shit. He's like, those guys, you'd be better off killing yourself. Like it's the absolute worst in fuck. He did something with a shooting like when he was young, a kid. But he saw like the way pedophiles were treated in fucking prison because he went to real deal adult prison at 17. But he was like, yo, that whole thing, that's no fucking joke. Like you are fucked if you're in there.
Good. Let me see if I can reset this chat. 2 seconds. Give me like 2 whole seconds.
Am I on here? Or did you kick me?
Let's see if it worked.
Was I on the show?
Yeah, it was just you. It's the CECIL show now. There it is. Look, Jeezy. I got you, baby. You back. Appreciate you. And Aiden Bergen says, my uncle worked at the fire department that had to go under John Wayne Gacy's house.
Oh, I quit. It's time for vacation. Fuck that.
Oh, by the way, we got to go scoop up 27 children. I'll be like, I think I'm leaving.
No, it was like mostly he had like a landscaping and like construction, and he would hire like drifter, like teenage runaways and young men. He liked young men to, of course, torture and have sex with.
Of course he did. That's generally how that works. And those John Wayne Gacy's of the world are now somehow getting power. Like, and they're like, if, for example,
California just changed the rule, like for sex with minors, if it's a boy. What was it?
It's the judges. So basically, it's the judge's discretion whether the man has to be a sex offender or not, or if it's
in California, they changed the rule for sex with boys. And what's the other one they did? If you purposely give HIV to somebody, that's not a felony. That's not a felony.
Well. Yeah, so
it's not a felony to purposely, not accidental. All right, purposely.
And what is the reason given for the justification for these laws? It's
because it overwhelmingly affects gay people.
Yeah,
it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair that.
And the other thing was the reason they decriminalized part of like having sex with underage boys is because it overwhelmingly prosecutes gay people, which is unfair. Well, who's fucking having, whatever.
What, shouldn't we be legalizing weed because it disproportionately affects black men? Let's go.
It is being decriminalized.
Shit, not in Alabama, bro. Not here. How about you got a leaf on you? Yeah, you're going to jail for 25 years here. I don't give a fuck in Alabama, bro. Alabama's lethal. They're lethal. Alabama's the kind of state where all the old ass people are like, well, we can't let this happen because it's gateway drug to bad things and Jesus. And I'm like, what does Jesus have to do with weed?
That's why they're all mixing up shit in their fucking tubs and stuff, because they're like, we can't buy pot. Pass the ammonia. Give me some of that Comet. I'll make something.
No way, man. Absolutely not, man.
The gasoline.
Dude, did you okay, I think it was on one of your shows. And somebody said what was their favorite serial killer. Who is that old bastard?
Oh, that's oh my god.
Came and just literally became friends with the family and then took a daughter and just destroyed her and then called oh, by the way, I'm not this guy. Bye. And
that was Ezra Miller.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Albert Fish. Albert Fish was not. No, he was not a friend of the family. What he would do is he would kidnap kids off the street, and then he would eat them.
Yeah,
and he would cook and eat them, and then he would send letters to the family, telling them how he prepared them and whether it was a good meal or not. And yeah, he was a real fucked up dude.
Damn. Oh, and you see, if you look at a picture of him, he's literally just an old dude. He's like just a creepy old dude. Albert Fish.
Albert was misunderstood. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fucking wild. But yeah, he would mostly prey on retarded kids and black kids.
Jesus. Well, what's the difference, really? Albert Fish.
Well, what? Wait, what?
Come on, you said that.
Disavow. That's that, but that is true. He would. And I remember Norm Macdonald talking about this. Do you know why he chose retarded and black children?
Oh, fuck. Why?
Because the police would not look for them as much.
Yeah. It makes sense.
And they tasted better.
All that heavy butter, boys. No, look. It was if he can say Captain Corey and all this fuck, I can say.
Oh my God! Somebody has an Albert Fish tattoo. Get the fuck out of here!
Why would you get an Albert Fish tattoo?
Because you're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, for real. Man.
Holy shit!
I don't get it. Like
you ain't getting into heaven, pal.
Nah, for
you
sure.
show up with an Albert Fish. Ain't no chance.
It's like, yeah, we noticed that this child rapist is on your arm. Well, like, well, how do you explain that? It's like, yeah, you know, like,
the raping was secondary. He would cook, eat them, and then send fucking food reviews like fucking Yelp to the parents.
See, he was also a great chef. That's actually why I got the tattoo.
This kid was stringy. I wish you would have exercised him more.
Oh my God, dude, that's brutal. Yeah, I remember watching a documentary on Albert Fish as well, and then accidentally I was watching another video about like a notorious like killer, and then at the end it was just it. I started recognizing the story, and I'm like, wait a second, this is Albert Fish. And it was just Albert Fish again. I mean, how do I keep running into Albert Fish's ass?
Well, probably a lot of documentaries on him because it appeals to a lot of people, you know, like true crime and also people who like cooking shows. So it's like a crossover. There's like a synergy crossover in it.
Yeah, it reminds me of the guy that invented and like performed the lobotomy. Like how I watched a documentary.
Oh my God,
dude! He literally, a kid would be like, she'd be like, he's like really misbehaving a lot in school, and he's like, yeah, he probably just needs a lobotomy. They would prescribe it to any mother.
He would just literally take a hammer and ice pick, bang through their up their nose into their fucking frontal lobe, damage the frontal lobe, and just turn them into fucking basically a zombie. Yeah. So it is just turned you into a zombie.
He would literally put the ice pick up the nose into the frontal lobe and just jiggle it. He just jiggled it. That was how he just jiggled it and then pulled it out.
Scramble the frontal lobe, and then they'd be like, they're enough of their brain so they could walk, eat, be led around, but their personality was gone. They just turned them into a zombie.
And the
Kennedys did that. The Kennedys did that to one of their daughters because she was like promiscuous.
Yep. Yeah, and they didn't like. He did it. He performed over like 1,000 lobotomies, and then other people were performing it as well for like a short period of time.
Yeah.
And then they
the end of Cuckoo's Nest. He gets the lobotomy.
Yep. And then
spoilers.
What is it? It was Adderall that came out or something to that nature, and it destroyed his business practice.
No, not Adderall. Adderall's new. It's
something like that.
I think people fucking probably some other antidepressant or Prozac or something like that.
Yeah.
It was just like, but they were just doing it for anything. Like anybody that was asking fucking, you know, like I said, the Kennedy, they were like, she's embarrassing us. She's sleeping around their teenage daughter. So they're like, lobotomize her. It's like, holy shit, is that evil, man? Could you imagine being strapped down and you're about to be turned into a zombie and your family's there doing it to you? Like, holy shit.
They had no idea. No one had like any idea until later. Like, oh yeah, this destroyed them.
This is forever. There's no coming back from this. You're just now you have to take care of this person. They can't ever get a job. They can never.
Yep. And
they could get up. You take them to the bathroom. They'll go to the bathroom. You take them to the food. They'll eat, but they'd have no fucking.
Yeah. And he would just go in. This dude would go into a mental hospital and just lobotomize everyone. And just all day, just hitting the freaking aspect down people's freaking faces. God, man. Oh my, it's just,
because mostly it was like paranoid schizophrenics and stuff. I think it was someone saying lithium, probably lithium or something. Something came out which was able to treat like schizophrenia and get people, you know, if you stay on it. I think it is lithium. Yeah. They're like, oh, this guy's screaming all day. Well, I could fix that. Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah, what's his name? Is his name Walter Jackson Freeman? I think that's the guy.
Thorazine, you guys are saying?
Yeah,
All right.
Thorazine was the drug that came in and destroyed like his business because it pretty much.
Oh man, he must have been like, oh, I'm making a fortune turning people into zombies.
Yeah, he said it. He in just 2 months he performed, by 1942 the duo had performed over 200 lobotomies, and had published results claiming 63% of patients had improved.
But then you also had people who were just following his thing because he would write how to do it, and then you had other people just like, I got an ice pick and a hammer, I can do this.
It says after 4 decades, Freeman had personally performed 4,000 lobotomies in
4,000.
23 states.
4,000, and that's just one guy.
Didn't he like consider giving his wife a lobotomy too, because she was like being kind of like complaining about his like obsession with work or something? I watched a documentary on it a while back.
You know, when you love what you do, it's never work.
And he was nominated, or he nominated Antonio Agas Moniz for the Nobel Prize for inventing the lobotomy. Shocking. Nobel Peace Prize for destroying the brains of all these people. That's wild, dude. Like, how could you ever think it's a good idea? Like, I don't know how anybody watched the surgery of the lobotomy, the operation, and saw it happen and be like, oh yeah, that's definitely not
literally an ice pick up the nose.
Yeah,
or like,
and you just hit it with a hammer and like flip it around and scramble their brain. And I'm like, how did anybody think this was a good idea?
Give it a couple of
God, it's freaking crazy, man.
Because it would break through the bone to go into the side, into the brain, and then you just give it a couple, back and forth and side to side.
Yep.
Get enough of the frontal lobe fucked up, and
that's crazy. Well, maybe we should still do it, but only to like the most heinous motherfuckers that have ever existed.
All right, let's change the subject. This is depressing me. Let's go back to what is that movie that was out about the kids getting kidnapped? All right, let's talk about how much you hate women. Let's go back to how much you hate women between 30 and 45.
They're terrible. Lobotomize them. Every one of them. And still
now that would be, you see, if Walmart would be like every third Karen gets lobotomized, it'd be a lot less complaining.
Dude, I was talking about that the other day to somebody kind of related, but I was like, why do repeat offenders that rape small children, why do they keep getting out of jail? Why not give them a 1-strike rule that if they reoffend with overwhelming evidence, they are killed without notice immediately? Like, wouldn't that deter?
This type of thing, like, literally was just taken care of for thousands of years by local villagers. Like,
yeah,
you would just be killed. Like, that was the children were like it. Like, that was the line. Like, you kill a kid, you rape a kid, like, you were done. That's where the stories of the boogeyman came from. It's like, stay away from weird people, stay away from creepy people. But the village would just take care of it. They didn't fucking call the sheriff or a judge. The guy would be gone. He'd be done like in a minute. Now we have guys with 300 kids, and it's like, oh, he'll be out in 20 years. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, it reminds me of old Joseph Rosenbaum that was killed by Kyle Rittenhouse. Like he was convicted of raping 5 children. And he was just on the street,
full straight up rape, like of little boys, and fucking on the street with a gun. No, didn't he have a gun too?
Yeah, he had a pistol, and I'm like, why did you not kill that guy?
Yeah,
why did you let it get to 5 children? Like, at the second child, with overwhelming evidence, they should in the courtroom be like, you're guilty, and then they take him back into the back room and they blow his head.
Politicians that got that guy out and the judges that got him out. Just if you had to take a guess, to the right or to the left?
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Really? You wouldn't be able to tell me if it was a right-wing judge or a left-wing judge that let out a multiple child molester.
It'd be impossible to know, Cecil.
Who would know? Who could read minds?
I don't know who has the crack in the wire.
Like, literally, this one party has just become like synonymous with fucking this shit. It's like, how are you even like arguing like you're the good guys at this point? You guys are fucking for genital mutilation of children and fucking legitimizing maps or whatever the fuck they're calling them. Like,
Yeah.
You're the good guys? What on what fucking planet?
Yeah, so he has 40 things on his record, Joseph Rosenbaum. And let's see. Sex with a minor.
Are you sure these aren't just guys who worked in mines?
2002, 2013, 2016. And let's see how long.
Because Snow White had sex with 7 minors, but they were all of age.
All of them were in age. Says
They were just short.
He spent 4 years in prison, it looks like. No,
4 years for raping 5 kids. Okay.
Truth.
We have a problem. We have a fucking problem.
Wait, hold on. It says
this is an uplifting stream. Yeah, we went from Albert Fish to fucking this guy. Like,
custody dates.
You in a bad mood today? You know, you're leading these conversations. You're leading the topics.
I'm just talking about things.
Going down here.
Let's see.
Going on a fucking dark path.
I just want to know like how much time he served, because I've never really known.
Serving a life sentence right now. Thanks to Kyle
right.
Rittenhouse. Thank you.
I googled how much time did Joseph Rosenbaum get. It'd be hilarious if it was said a lifetime. Let's see. It just doesn't. It doesn't freaking. You can't find it for some reason. It just doesn't. It just when you read it, it just talks about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. He was discharged from hospital. Rosenbaum was at unrest after being discharged at the hospital. Shocking. Why was he at the hospital? One will never know. Rosenbaum was raised in Texas. He spent most of his adult life in prison, starting at 18 for sexual contact with 5 preteen boys.
All right, I changed subject.
It just doesn't. It doesn't say how long he went to freaking prison for. I would like to know.
He's dead now.
He's dead now.
He's in a better place underground.
Thank God. What a garbage person.
I'm pretty sure they actually had a hard time burying him because nobody was claiming him. If I remember correctly,
his
family didn't care. You know, everybody was like, "Fuck him."
Yeah, 100%. Just put him in the ground and shit on his ass. Maybe just burn him with a bunch of tires. Yeah, that'd work. You can imagine the smell, the tire smell. Yeah, that's what should happen. So when are you going to see Sound of Freedom, Cecil?
Well, I'm gonna go right after this because I need something to cheer me up after this fucking stream. Need something to give me a little fucking pep.
Oh, I got something to give you some pep. You ready for this? I'm gonna pull it up right now. Oh yeah, dude. Here we go. Me and Phil Labonte talked about this in depth. In depth. Okay.
In depth?
In depth. You ready for this? What do you think about Miss Carrie June?
Oh, we've spoken of her.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I like her.
I would jump off a cliff if she asked me to.
Well, I wouldn't do that.
I would 100%. I would look at that. I would just want to feel it. I just want to feel her ass cheeks and just see what they feel like. Damn, what a monster. And how much gear?
She's 4'11" though.
That's fine. And she's also on a ass ton of gear for a girl, but
she's also rich because she sells that workout gear for girls, the ones that go up the ass. That's her.
Yeah. Yep. She's probably on. I can't imagine the amount of gear she's on. The weird thing about the amount of gear she's on is it's not affecting her face.
That's what I don't understand. Her face is very feminine, so it's weird.
Yeah, well, maybe she's just got really good genetics, and she's also on like low dose Anavar, which is like gear women tend to go towards. I mean, she looked really normal before. Yeah.
Was she like a gymnast or something? She looks like something like a cheerleader or gymnast. Because usually gymnasts get like heavily muscled when they're young, and they don't really grow that tall because
the one thing that frustrates me about this whole the one thing is she
doesn't know you're alive.
Yes. No, she overtly claims that she's natural, and I'm not a dumbass. Like, her jawline is like 8 inches wider, and she's literally jacked. Women can't gain muscle mass. Like, they don't produce enough testosterone naturally to gain any meaningful mass to look like a fucking monster.
Yeah, but also these are for her photos. She's dehydrated for these pics. Like this is not her every day.
I
You
don't know.
can't live like that. You'll die. Like even like I was seeing like Hugh Jackman talk about it. Like when he films the scenes where he's got to be like, he doesn't drink for like a few. He drinks for 5 days straight and then doesn't drink a thing for almost 2 days. And his body sucks dry like a fucking raisin. So every vein is out. But he's like, as soon as they're done shooting, they have to like put fucking IVs into him because he's like gonna have kidney failure. He's like dying. He's like literally says he can't even stand up.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, like this girl, knowing you can't be this shredded as a girl without, you know, she's like, probably on something. Yeah. But she's
shoulder
also,
caps, which is like impossible. Like without,
but she's also like, these are for photos, you know. I know she's making it look like fucking, oh, I'm just doing a selfie. But bullshit that she's that fucking ripped on just any day of the week in front of a mirror now.
Yeah, I mean, if she was, she'd be on some trend or some shit.
Yeah, she's got no. Well, I remember like last year she was like, oh, I think she's married and they're having a hard time getting pregnant. It's like, well, because you're 2% body fat and on fucking testosterone. I think that might be part of it.
Yeah. Testosterone will make it way harder.
She's been having a hard time. You're not going to get pregnant when you have that low of a body weight. You need women who need like a certain amount of fat on their body.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's not
except for Ethiopian women. For some reason, they could pop them out even in like the middle of a famine.
Yeah. Rich88 with a $5 super chat says Florida just passed a law allowing the death penalty on child rapists. Good. That should be federal. Good. That should be federal across the board, and it should be like a firing squad, but they aim at their ass and their balls, right? Their balls. That was what I prefer. Just pop their balls like in that.
They should John Wayne Gacy kill him, like kill him, bring him back to life, kill him,
resuscitate them, like put them on a freaking computer and just like on a monitor and just keep blowing their head off over and over, regenerate them. I mean, it like they could maybe in the future that would be hilarious if, like in the year 2500. They can put like people, like offenders, into a time loop, and they just experience like a torturous death for eternity. God, that'd be fucked up.
Well, I'm saying like this guy who's in prison, the guy who got stabbed the other day, who like molested all the fucking gymnasts and stuff. Like his life is absolutely terror. 24 hours. He's living in a state of fucking terror.
Yeah,
like people are allowed to spit in his face, spit in his food. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't get to eat a meal without people just spitting all over his food and fucking punching him in the back of the head. Like, there's nothing, like, he doesn't know what day someone's going to stab him. Well, yesterday was the day. And when it's going to happen again. He's in hell. So, good.
Good. Great. Grand. I love it. My favorite. So what do you have plans for your show? Because I've been watching CECIL, like Tuesday CECIL almost every night. I keep it on my other monitor. So what do you have any other things planned with it, or are you just kind of like doing a
tomorrow I have no plans. I've kind of forgot tomorrow was Tuesday.
Don't you hate it when like the next day you got to
I didn't get a guest. I might be calling you tomorrow afternoon. I'll see if I could.
Yeah, like because I know you're starting to, you were at 16 or 15 or 14K subs, and now you're at 17 or almost 18 now.
Yeah, it's a creeping along.
All you gotta do is just keep creeping, bro.
Like a creep. Yeah, slowly but surely. But now I gotta think about something. Oh, maybe I'll get Alex Stein. I'll ask Alex Stein and Melanie Mack, because Alex Stein is training for a boxing match. Which is he's fighting Modine. Do you know who that is?
Hold on, let me look it up.
He's a YouTuber. They're doing a Keemstar boxing match. And Alex is vegan. And I've been screaming at him to like just eat meat while you're training, like get your fucking muscle up, your protein up. And Melanie's been yelling at him too to do the same.
Is Modine just some like
he's like some Muslim guy.
Yeah, why the hell is he fighting this guy?
I don't know. Keemstar put it together.
Interesting.
He doesn't exactly look vegan. No, I went to friggin' McDonald's with Alex Stein. He orders Big Macs and then with no meat, and then he fills in the thing with French fries where the meat is, and then he's like, I keep gaining weight. I'm like, You're eating the worst diet in the fucking world. This is like a fucking suicide every fucking time you eat.
Why is he a vegan?
He likes animals, he said, but I'm just like,
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
swag lust. I wish Melanie would yell at me while stepping on my neck. All right, well,
I don't know, man. Like,
send her a super chat.
It's hard. It's hard for me to justify like the vegan path because like I have a Samsung and there's child slavery to like mine batteries for this shit. So like I ain't gonna split hairs. If I'm okay with my babies being slaves, I'm gonna eat some fucking cow ass. You know.
Yeah, but it's really like there's I don't know. I just never see a healthy looking vegetarian. Everybody looks awful when they're like vegan and vegetarian and shit. Like very few. There's a few people, but they're really like dedicated and because everybody's like, oh, I'm not eating meat, but I'm eating like pizza and all this other French fries and all. It's like, dude, that's all garbage.
They're always like have this weird sickly skin tone, like this tannish green skin tone. Like they're gonna die at any point. And if you Google vegan like woman, it's literally just like model pictures of just like 20-year-old women smiling and eating salads. And I'm like, yeah, none of these are vegan.
Yeah, Lizzo is a vegan. That is true.
Oh, damn. Hard to believe.
I want a Big Mac now.
Dude, Big Macs are goated. I love them.
I mean, I wouldn't care. Like someone said he dated a vegan and it was a nightmare. I mean, in New York, it's not bad because every restaurant has, but I could see if you're like out of a big city, what a pain in the ass that would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Oreos are vegan. Of course they are.
The Oreos are
so big.
Like all the shit that's vegan, like they're like, oh, you can eat this. It's all garbage. It's like animals eat other animals. Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing also of like you kill a cow and you could feed like one person for like months and months off that. But like to make the soy replacement, they got to plant that shit. And the amount of animals they kill during farming for soy, because they got to till the land, that kills like groundhogs, mice. It kills every kind of any animal on that thing where the fields are being plowed and fucking tilled is dead.
It reminds me of how
kills thousands of animals to plant a field of fucking soy and only kills one cow.
Yeah, it's like how PETA is like, we need to focus on, animals and animal rights and blah, blah, blah. And then they also hold the Guinness like world record for most euthanizations as a organization for animals. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like that's like me saying we need to prevent.
It's a fucking business, man. It's a business. Yeah. It's a charity where they get people fucking sending in insane amounts of money, and then all they have to do is do commercials and fucking stunts to keep promoting PETA. What do they actually do? They just keep promoting PETA. Like we're again, you know what I mean? They're not doing anything to stop.
Oh my gosh, Samantha!
It's like a continuous generation of fundraisers.
Yeah, dude.
And they just pay themselves bigger salaries and they hire their own production companies and overpay them to make commercials and marketing. And then they collect more money and just make it bigger each go around. Nothing goes to, there's not some chicken out there that's being like saved and being like living a life in like a house somewhere with like nothing. It's just to keep promoting and pay themselves.
It reminds me of cancer research. It's like people are like, I can't wait for this disgusting evil disease to be cured. I'm like, it's never going to be cured. There's so much money in cancer research. There is people lining their pockets for fucking decades with cancer research money. Like it's not going away. If anything, treatments will get slightly better and then they will cost ass tons of money. Like
I heard that something called the fuck's that guy's name? Some oil, Ricky Simpson oil will cure cancer.
Ricky Simpson oil?
Yes, someone pointed that out on my stream last week, and I was like, that sounds like the shadiest fucking shit in the world. Sounds like someone be like, yeah, baby, you need some of Ricky Simpson's oil to cure your tumor.
Ricky Simpson oil said, oh, fuck on. It says, for cancer, does it work? I bet this is RickySimpsonOil.com. No, it's a WebMD. It's an oil.
Oh, they're going to say no.
It's by cannabis. It's made with cannabis buds and solvents such as Pure Light, naphtha. Let's see. can RSO treat cancer? It may help control nausea and vomiting, but research shows that it's not shown RSO or any other form of cannabis oil can treat cancer. Okay, well there you go. There you go.
People are saying it's legit.
I wouldn't know. I've never had cancer. Well, thank the Lord. Samantha,
Well, when you get it, why don't you try it out for everybody instead of going the conventional route? Just put some Ricky Simpson oil on it. See how it works.
Samantha says, Cody, have you talked about the national anthem that was sang at the Essence Festival, Land of the Slaves? Samantha, I have not. I saw it on Twitter, and as soon as it started like coming out of left field, I turned it off because I just wasn't in the mood for like
what happened.
Bullshit.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
So some lady sang the national anthem, and hold on, let me just bring it up. National anthem. Let's go to news. It'll be the first thing probably. It says singer Jill Scott's controversial national anthem should not be so proudly held. I'm assuming it's going to be.
Would she change the lyrics?
I'm assuming that's what happened. The Star Spangled Banner says, "Oh, so you can see by the blood in the streets, this place doesn't smile on you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat in their hands."
Where did she sing this?
At an Essence Festival in New Orleans.
All right, who cares? It wasn't at a ball game.
Yep. Nope. Thank God.
That's fine. That's fine. She could do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah.
If she's doing it in front of a football game or a baseball game, no. But like, all right, you do whatever you want. If that's your concert, go ahead.
Her net worth is $12 million.
What's her name?
Jill Scott.
What's your favorite Jill Scott song?
I have no idea.
I only know one Jill Scott song, and it's her version of the national anthem.
It's just funny, dude. For some odd reason, you only see people that are like mind-bogglingly wealthy claiming oppression. You never see people living in a trailer park claiming oppression, probably because they have to go to work at Walmart. They don't have time to go on stage and be like, "Cool, I'm oppressed, but I'm not going to give anybody my money. But I'm oppressed." No, thank you. I'll take $12 million right now.
That's $12 million. Stop holding me back.
It's like when
it's all a grift.
Yeah, it reminds me of when Lewis Hamilton, like the Formula One driver, when he claims that we need to cut emissions and go straight to electric cars. And I'm like, bro, you fly around 400 times a year in a private jet, and you also race like a 6-cylinder fucking hybrid turbocharged Formula One car like every 2 weeks for almost an entire year. Like, you put out more emissions than almost half the country, and you're like, "Oh, we need to get electric cars, and people need to think about the planet more." And I'm like,
it's the worst thing for the planet is mining for cobalt and nickel. Nickel mining is the dirtiest shit in the world. It reminds me of a story from years ago where Paul McCartney was, he's big into that, and he had one of his cars, like a really fancy car, like a Rolls Royce or an Aston Martin or something. He wanted to have it completely transferred over to zero emission electrical, and there was a place in Japan that would do it. So he had a cargo plane fly his thing over there, have it put in and flown back to England. It was the only fucking thing they're like, this car will have to run for 500 years to just offset the plane fuel it took to fucking. It's all about the virtue signal. It doesn't
that the 100% has nothing.
Has nothing. Like they were, someone brought that up to him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm really upset that they did that way. It should have been put in with a bunch of other stuff. It shouldn't have been flown alone." It's like bullshit. You wanted that there and back as quick as possible, so you could drive around and be like, "Look what I got. Look how I've got a zero emission Aston Martin." It's like, yeah, they calculated like what cargo planes fucking fuel is, and it's like, yeah, this thing would have to be driving for hundreds of years just to make up for the plane fuel. Yeah, dude, it's
the one thing that is social media is kind of fucked up, and that's virtue signaling. Like now, it used to be celebrities kind of, we got to give to Africa, blah blah blah, in like the 90s and 80s, whatever. But now it's like every single person, like anybody in the world, can like benefit from some kind of.
That reminds me, I have to send out a virtue signal tweet right now.
Please.
Sad. Right, hold on. Let me think of one. Sad face. Remembering George Floyd right now. Kind of bummed out. Send positive energy. Okay.
Was watching his porn the other day to reminisce about him.
Oh, you're one of those.
What's up, Waifu Tron? How you doing, baby? Oh, Waifu Tron in the chat. Ivan Hopkey, how you doing? Dare Tracer, hope you guys are doing well. We're closing in. We're gonna do a naked snake here.
All right, I got my milk, ice.
No, we didn't hit fight milk. You're good.
Oh, we didn't do fight milk.
No, we didn't hit it. You're good. We're doing naked snake. That's just
what I thought it was the same thing. I didn't. Why? You mean we're gonna take off our clothes without getting drunk?
Yeah. Jessica Reloaded said money,
That's new.
Squirt in advance because I got to go. P.S. Cecil is gay. Okay, bye. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate you.
Bye.
It's not gay. He's bi.
Not gay. I just love the way dick tastes.
I'm not gay. I just love taking a shit in reverse.
That was way worse than what I said.
Yeah. I mean,
shit in reverse.
Oh, Karis says, sad face remembering George Carlin with an orange boy. I appreciate you, Karis. George Carlin's the GOAT, man. The fucking GOAT.
Right, let's get this over with, man. It's fucking 12:30. I got places to be.
Not where I am. It's only 11.
Oh, yeah. 20. Well, I'm in
All right, bitches. Get them.
I'm in a real city.
A real city. A
real fucked up one that I can't wait to get out of.
Real city where they pushed you to the front of the line because you had a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. I didn't even have to wear one. It was awesome because Alabama, no one cared at all, so it worked out. Thank you, Karis. It's time for Naked Snake. Where's my bandana? There it is. We're going to do Naked Snake and then log off here. Oh, let me pick a raid target real quick. Thanks everybody in locals, by the way. Jenna, Snafu, Sally, all you bitches, Outlaw. Love you guys, and everybody on Rumble as well. I see all you. Bill Dozer, Rumble Rant today.
Where are my pasties?
Where are the pasties? Here we go. Let's go down here like a bunch of bitches. Pick the raid target. Hey, good logic. Oh, Runkle the Bailey stream. Look at all these people. Oh, look, I can't remember his name now because Comics Pro.
Come on, Ethan
Ralph, or not Ethan Ralph. Fuck,
Ethan Van Scaver.
Yes, thank you.
He's in the chat.
No, I can rate him.
Rate him. He's on right now.
Yeah.
No, John Malin is.
No, it says card.
Ethan's still going. Oh, he's still going. Okay. Usually John goes after him. Wow, they're going really late. They start at 7.
Yeah, I don't know why all these people are still live. Actually, to be fair, let's let me see how long they've been live. So I don't.
Wait, is Ethan really live right now? He started at 7 o'clock.
Yep, he sure is.
All right, rate him.
Fuck, they've all been live for 3 hours. Every one of them says 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours. Yellow Flesh says, how do I turn that on? You go into YouTube Studio and then you go where you set your mods. It's in the settings and it says community, and you just click the little, but check the box that says anyone can raid you or redirect to you.
But how do I raid? Like you say you want to raid Ethan. How do you do that?
You, in your YouTube live studio while you're live, you just go to edit. You go to customize and then redirect is at the very bottom, and you can just select your raid target.
Okay. That's what I need to do. YouTube live, edit, redirect. Got it.
That's it. That's it. All right, let's do Naked Snake. It's that time, bitches. Hope you guys are ready. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. As soon as the chorus starts, I'm going to rip my shirt off. Thank you, Carrot. Thank you real quick to GZF with a $205 super chat, GZF. Holy shit balls. That is insane. I appreciate you. I don't deserve that. That got us literally to Naked Snake, so I appreciate you guys so much. The only red boy tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Let's
this is my favorite part of the show.
All right. Let me put my bandana on real quick.
With darkness and silence through the night, what of me? I'm searching and I'll melt into you.
There we go. Here we go, boys.
But you're so
my boner supposed to be this hard already?
All right, Cecil. Reveal it. Reveal the titties, Cecil. Yeah. Look at that. Looking cut as hell. Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. Rudy Toot. Ooh. Rudy Toot in the chat. Cry. It's the way I fly to. Rudy Toot, thank you so much, man. Swole Cecil's here today for the 188th naked snake in a row. Give it a flex, Cecil. You ready?
188.
Look at them shoulders, bro. Look at them. Can you fight your titties? There you go. It's very easy once you get it.
Am I supposed to be dancing? Last time I was drunk. Feels weird sober.
Feels weird. Yeah, see, that's why sobriety is important, because eventually it'll be great sober.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one, dude. That's the one thing that's awful, like, about getting dependent, kind of, on drinking. Because I was drinking like every day for a while. Nothing's fun without drinking. Like, man, I would love to watch a movie, but that won't be fun unless I'm drinking. I'd love to play some video games, but that wouldn't be fun unless I'm drinking.
Oh, I could watch movies sober, but if everybody's hanging out, I like to have a few drinks.
Yes, I agree. Rudy Toot with a gold boy. He's the only blue boy, the only gold boy. I appreciate you, dude. I love you. It's the end. 188 naked snakes in a row, boys. Amazing. I appreciate you guys so much. It's goated. You goated as hell, boys. Damn, son. Thank you, Hellraiser. I have a video tomorrow coming out. I already filmed it. Glad we saved the street, Billy Hatcher. We just made it.
Reading your chat. I kind of want my butthole to be a snake eater now. What the fuck? What does that even mean?
Cecil, the swole Cecil has returned. Rudy Toot, I appreciate you. The last gold boy and last blue boy, I appreciate you so much. Real quick, let me shout out my boy Billy Hatcher with a pink boy, Disco Cobra with a pink boy, Neanderthal with a pink boy, and GZF, the top dog today, with a $205 super chat. Wipe the floor with everybody. I appreciate you so much. And of course, there's tons of orange boys: Karis, Aiden, Disco Cobra, Carnage Undone, and Carnage Undone with an orange ass knot. Don't forget Holy Ozone, Josh Bosch, Carnage, Johan, and Mr. Rudy Toot for 5 gold boys. I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to Cecil, because he will be live tomorrow on
Cecil Says.
Cecil Says
Tuesdays with Cecil.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Cecil. Tuesdays with Cecil. Your live shows always do really well too. Like, you always have freaking an ass ton of people in there. And I'm like, God damn, son.
You're always welcome if I see you, you know.
There's his link, by the way, everybody in chat, to Cecil's show. Get on it, doggone it. It's a good show.
I'll have my pants off on tomorrow's show.
Oh, I have them off now, bro. Got the mushroom stamp. Wednesday, guys. So tomorrow, real quick, I have a video coming out tomorrow. It is Spice as Ever Living Shitballs. Spice. Make sure you share it. It'll be out tomorrow at 2 p.m. And also Wednesday on CAMELCAST, episode 49 will be The Act Man. It's going to be a lot of fun. He's kick-ass. And I messaged him like a month ago asking him, and he like messaged me 2 days ago, and he's like, bro, I don't know why I missed your DM, but yeah, I can come on. And I was like, well, shit.
Also, by the way, I want to just now, Thursday night, Anna's away camping. I don't know how the fuck she was in the chat here tonight, but she's away camping, so it's not on her channel. It's going to be on Kelsey Shannon's channel, which is very rare. He hasn't been on his channel in about a year.
Wow.
So he's filling in for her.
Jack show, right?
Jack show Thursday will be on Kelsey Shannon's.
Hell yeah. You guys heard it. Jack shows Thursday is on Kelsey Shannon's. That's the only channel I'm probably not subscribed to.
Well, go sub to it. He does some cool daytime streams.
Kelsey Shannon. Subscribe. Is it
Kelsey is the K in Jack, but he doesn't show up that often.
All right. There he is. I see him. Cool. Mondays with cheese. Awesome. So I got that covered. Make sure you guys check that out. Yes, the Axeman is Wednesday.
And if anybody is subscribed to Compound Media, that's Anthony Cumia's network. He has like a podcast network. I'll be in Manhattan at doing Whiskey Wednesday with Gino Visconti, Tuesday on Wednesday. That I'm gonna get fucked up on. Well, last time I was there, we finished a bottle of scotch in 90 minutes, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, fuck it. And we were drinking before the show.
Oh my god, dude. Yes, the Axeman. Yes, the YouTube. He just released a video about iShowSpeed scamming people and false copyright claims. So he'll be on. We're going to talk about that for the majority of the stream. That'll be big. And then Saturday, I think I'm having a ladies' night with a bunch of female creators. So that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. Who do you got lined up?
Oh shit. I haven't released the people yet, but I have a couple. I think maybe Zia, maybe Melanie. So a bunch of people maybe. So got a bunch of maybes. But I have a few, but I don't know for sure yet. So I don't want to speak out of turn. And then they're like, "What the fuck? Why'd you say this shit?" So thank you guys so much. We're gonna raid. I don't remember who I put. I think I put maybe Good Logic. Let me look. I don't remember. They've all been. Yeah, it's Good Logic. If he's even still on when I get off now, because he was the one that was on the shortest. He was like right under 3 hours. Everybody else is 3 hours. He's like right under 3 hours. So make sure you like the stream on the way out. Support Mr. Cecil Thursday on the Jack Show.
Support me.
Yes, hell yeah. And tomorrow. Raise hell, praise Dell on his Cecil's Tuesday show. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Thank you guys so much, and thanks Cecil for coming on again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always fun. Anytime, man. Anytime you need me.
Hell yeah. Get on it, dog on it. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the video. Don't fucking miss it. No D's on, bitches. Peace.
Good dude.